Guys on the online can confirm if you're audible. It should come from here only.
Speaker. Here, sir.
Take your hand.
Speaker.
The ones on YouTube as well. Achha. The ones on YouTube as well. Can you just put it on the chat if it's audible? Yeah, that's okay. See, it's come. Awesome. I think we can try. It's okay. Just check on the YouTube. That's okay. Yeah. Not my first audio. It's okay. Awesome. We are at. Okay. All right. Good morning, warriors. Awesome. I'm sorry we are a little late. It's 10:25. Generally not the practice with me, but yeah, first time, first days. You have this. We have this customary in our academy. When the first day when the light goes off, it means it's a good luck for us. Everyone is passing this time. Okay. So it happened at 9 o'clock. Is it? Huh? Lucky for me. Generally, I'm the first person to take a batch. Correctly, it didn't happen for me. So let's see if it happens this time again in my batch also. Okay. We'll most likely expect one power cut happening in my batch also during that 1 o'clock time. 99% it'll happen, I'm very sure. Okay, there's no second thought about it because otherwise he knows. Yes. Generally what happens is if there is no power cut happening in my batch, then something is going wrong. Okay, that's the normal vandro. So we'll see about it anyways. Anyway, Grace, we are at May 24, is it? Awesome. Okay, great. Welcome everyone here. Pragya CA Classes, I'm assuming the name is, or CA Academy, something. We call it SPCC in short form. That's more trendy and fashionable nowadays. Yes, my name is Rahul Agarwal. I am your direct tax faculty for the year, and hopefully for only one batch. Okay, hopefully for only one batch. If someone is planning to come back again, we'll discuss it once again. But as of now, only for one batch, I am your direct tax faculty for inter. Finals, your choice once again. We'll discuss about it and you go for it. Yes, great. Giving a simple background about me, I've been taking in this academy for about 4 batches now. So it's almost about 2 years. Prior to which I was in another academy for about another 2 years. It looks like I'm kind of experienced, but I'm 25. I'm pretty young. For the simple reason that I completed everything in a single attempt. So kind of fashionable, But otherwise, yes, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I think Rangesh would have also given you a good amount of, gold nuggets, what you should do, how you should do and everything. At the end of the day, the intention is to clear in the first attempt, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. ICI is also its own games, so we also play our own games. That's how the logic is. But yes, the intention with this batch or this academy is that everyone coming here comes with their kind of might and with the intention that everyone clears in the first go because ICI has enough money. Okay, it doesn't need more examination fees from you again and again. One examination fees to clear is enough for all of us. Yes or yes? That's what the intention is. Yes. So we'll keep that in mind and that's what we're going to plan for. Luckily, you all are the first pioneers of the new batch which is coming in, which is in May 24 with a new syllabus coming in. While it's all fashionable, it's the same wine in the old bottle. Okay, nothing has changed. Everything is pretty much the same. The only thing which is good about you is that you don't have 2 subjects now, which was there earlier. That is the only difference. And the good or the bad part is the worst of the subjects has been removed. Okay, old syllabus had some 2 subjects which people pretty much failed, and those are the correct things which have been removed, which means inter for some reason has become more easier. அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவோம். Yes, இது சொல்றதுக்கு நல்லா தான் இருக்கு. Yes, but then tomorrow what has happened is because the tougher subjects have been removed, the easier subjects have now become tougher also. Because obviously, ICI has its own games. They have to maintain a certain pass percentage. Didina syllabus matna, they will not change it to 50% and all. Irukada 6%, abdi 6% da irukku podu. Yes or no? Yes. So 6% will remain the 6%, which means paper corrections are going to become tougher or the question papers are going to become tougher. That is what my responsibility with you all are. Yes, at the end of the day, everyone knows here that CA is not something which you need to come to an academy and learn. It is something which you can do on a self-study model also. There is no rocket science in it. The reason why you're coming to an academy is for two reasons. Reason number one, you're lazy. Everyone is. Yes, you are lazy, you cannot read at your home because you have come from the 12th standard route, BCom route, பாதி படிக்கவே இல்லை. Yes, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஆன்லைன் பேட்ச் வேற, அதுவும் மோசம். COVID times, everyone was favorable. Yes, பாதி மோசம் batch, and then you came back and you said, boss, something we have to read, nothing happened. Yes, so part of the reason is you are lazy. Second part of the reason, which I feel at least should be the intention, is that you may lose some things which you are reading on your own, and a faculty will know a little better than what you know. Like Rangesh said, it is +1 for me. Yes, so there are some things which I will know better than you, and that's what my job is to let you know. Yes, so my intention here is to not make you mug up the book. You can do it on your own also. My intention is to get you ready for the market because that's what you are a CA for. Okay, passing is one side of the story. I'm not denying it's important. It's definitely important. நாளைக்கு இங்க வந்து பேசணும்னா கண்டிப்பா பாஸ் ஆகணும் ஆகணும். Yes, there's no second thought about it. But if you are entering the market and you're just a pass out person with no knowledge behind it, will it make sense? People will not respect you for the sense of you are. Yes, the biggest problem or the biggest boon for a CA at the end of the day is if you qualify this course, people think you're a big shot person. Okay, in life you would have never done tax also, but they will come and say, நீதான் CA tax பண்ணு. டேய் தெரியாதடா, பண்ணுடா நீ CA தானே. That is how the logic is. நீ tax பண்ணுந்துரு, you have done your life tax only, nothing else you have done, but they'll come and say, do audit also for you. டேய் பண்ணலடா, பண்ணு. The point is, people assume that you have a big kind of knowledge because you have completed the toughest course of India. Yes, so they think that you know everything, and you have to, whether you know or not, show that you know everything. Yes or no? Yes, நாளைக்கு இல்லைன்னா ரெஸ்பெக்ட் வராது. Then they'll come and say, fluke la pass பண்ணிட்டு அது ஒரு காண்டா இருக்கும். Yes or no? Yes, so my intention is to get you ready for that practical world also, so that tomorrow if someone comes and asks you, even if you don't know, you're able to show off that you know certain things. Yes or no? Yes or no? That's what my intention is. A brief background, just to check, how many of you have heard my name before you have come to this academy? 1, 2, okay, great, good enough. Yes, so for those who have heard about me, for those who have not heard about me, let's understand a little bit about me. I have certain sound of rules. You have to follow those rules with me. Okay, rule number 1, this is not a place where you come to stare at my face. Okay, I might look good, I might not look good. Today I'm wearing blazers, tomorrow I'll wear chappals also, it doesn't matter. Okay, you have to come to read and to learn along with me. My responsibility is to make sure that this is the best batch of the day. I will take care of it. Okay, for those who know me in the past, they will know that I am that kind of person. I can make that happen, but the only thing it will happen is only if you are respecting along with me. Okay, so you have to respond along with me. That is what the intention is. I am not here to teach you. Okay, then I would have called myself as a teacher. We call ourselves as faculties, which means we are facilitators for you. Okay, so you are learning, I am facilitating the learning for you, which means there will be more questionnaire session with me rather than me coming and explaining things. Okay, I don't know how other faculties will do it. They have their own set of style and stuff. My system is very simple. I will ask you questions, you have to respond to me. I am not expecting you will know. Okay, because as the course journeys, I will come and tell you, you don't know foundation also, which now itself I know you don't know. எப்படியோ பாஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க, that's a different story. Okay, by the end of this batch, first session itself, you will know what and all you have learned in foundation and why you did not learn foundation. Okay, so that is what I will do. My responsibility is very simple. You have to ensure that you respond to me properly. If you do that much for me, I will ensure that the batch goes very well. Clear? Rule number 1. Rule number 1. இப்பே சொன்னேன், அசிங்கமா இருக்கு பாரு. Yes, rule number 2. Rule number 2, there are certain items which I want you to carry because the CA works with those things. Okay, for us, those are our gems. One is calculator mandatory. அது இல்லைனா you are not a CA. நானே சொல்லிடுறேன் straight. Okay, so from tomorrow's class, I need something called as calculator. Yes, then I need one notebook, a full size notebook. Okay, only one notebook is enough for me. Why I don't need another notebook, I'll let you know. Right now, I need one full size notebook from you where you will be solving sums along with me, because taxation is a theory plus practical paper. Okay, so to the extent of practical, you have to do it in that book. To the extent of theory, I will give you my book. Clear? So I need one book with you. Apart from that, I need one black pen. For those who don't know, CA course mandates that you can only write in black. Okay, so one black pen mandatory. Okay, and this black pen should be the black pen which you have decided today that you are going to use for your exam. Okay, please ensure that. I don't want this fancy business where today you bring that pencil refill, okay, and then suddenly 6 months later your parents will come and say, I have brought this from one pandit, you take this for your exam, you'll pakka pass. Okay, a pen is one sword for you. Okay, if you have that pen with you till the end of your batch, till the end of your exams, then only you can clear. Okay, a last minute change of a pen, a last minute change of a book and all can impact you very significantly because you will not get the flow of it. Purida ilya? Yes, I understand you people are God fearing and all those things. It's a different story. He may pass you, he may fail you also. That doesn't matter. Pen change agakudadu. Is that clear? Yes. So one pen you decide. You want Reynolds, you want Trimax, whatever it is. One black pen mandatory, and the pen should be ball pen. I think gel pen is not permitted. I'm not sure. Okay, so black ball pen is what the rule is. Black ink pen alla time achu. Okay, those things are not happening anymore. Okay, black ink pen and all, when you clear CNO, that time you can use it for signing and all. Right now it is not happening. Okay, so blunt black ball pen, and then I want 2 highlighters. What? 2 highlighters. I want 2 highlighters. Why? I'll tell you. My book is a little different, so I need 2 highlighters for you. Okay, 2 highlighters. Keep colors of your choice. I don't mind. Okay, pink, purple, black, blue, whatever you want is fine. Preferably something in light. Something in light. If you keep it in dark, then the content will go off. Okay, ஏதோ லைட்ல வெச்சீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும். 2 colors which I normally prefer is that lime color. Okay, and the lime color இருக்கும். Second, and the baby pink color இருக்கும். Okay, if you feel like baby pink is too much girlish and all for you, there is something called sky blue also. Okay, அதுவும் இருக்கு. 3 colors, your choice. Keep those colors, that will be preferable for me. This needs to come by tomorrow. This needs to come by tomorrow. What are the items? I forgot. A calculator, 1 full size notebook, 1 black pen, 2 highlighters. This is what I mandatory need from you from tomorrow's class. Okay, which simply means today's class you can sit and enjoy with me. There is nothing we are going to discuss. Okay, Rangesh might have started topics. I'm not starting any topic. Okay, today I will insult you for what foundation you have done. That is what my responsibility is for today. Okay, so today we are only going to enjoy. No books, no nothing. You can chill out in life. Okay, this is the set of rules which I want from you starting today. Second rule, when I started the class, I told you something called as good morning warriors. I named you as warriors. A simple understanding from my side is very simple. For some reason, people have made a bad name about this course, saying that this is a worst course, a tough course. Yarukku theriyalanalo, he will come and tell you, you should do this for the course. Everything will come. Okay, திடீர்னு one day someone will come and say, எந்த காலேஜ்ல படிக்கிறப்பா? You'll be like, sir, ஒரு பிரக்யா சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு மெட்ராஸ் யூனிவர்சிட்டி கூட அஃபிலியேஷன் இருக்கா கேட்பாங்க. யாருக்குமே புரியாது. Yes, and then they will come and say, suddenly one auntie will come and say, pa, if you go on that day, you should read this. My friends have come and told me, if you don't read for 18 hours a day, you will pakka fail. Abdilla ஆரம்பிச்சிரும். Everything will come and say. Yes, the problem is people have made a bad name about this course for some reasons. Okay, and that is one fear which comes into your head also. Yes or no? Yes or no? Question to you is very simple. When you entered this course, did you enter this course because it's easy? Anyone here? Anyone here? No. Everyone came with certain intentions. Yes, most of the people would have come with the intention that it's a tough course, I want to clear. Some would have come with the intention that pass பண்ணா காசு நல்லா வரும். கரெக்ட்டா? நானும் இன்னும் தேடி தான் இருக்கேன், வரல. 5 வருஷம் ஆச்சு, எனக்கே காசு வரல. பிளேசர் மட்டும் போட்டுன்னு இருக்கேன், வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை. எஸ், காசும் வரல. தென் சம் அதர் எல்ஸ் வில் பி லைக் பாஸ் ஆயிட்டா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அட்டெம்ப்ட்ல பாஸ் ஆயிட்டா டவுரி பெருசா வரும், அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் இருக்காங்க. Okay, many things are there. Okay, the point what I'm trying to make is you have taken this course with the clear intention that you are having a tough course. There is no second thought about it. Okay, why do you worry about it then? நீ தான் சொல்லிருக்கே tough course, right? After that, if you sit and keep worrying about the fact that it's a tough course, I cannot do it, now why did you join first of all is the question. Clear? So it will be a tough course because it's not a course about the tougher subjects. For those who have done BCom and all, you will understand every topic which you have is already something which you have done in BCom or should have done in BCom. Let me correct it. Yes or no? Yes, these are something which you would have done in BCom. Still you are come here because you feel this is a tougher course. No, subjects are fairly easy, logically understandable. The only difference between a BCom and a CA is that BCom la enna vena elnalum marks vandrum, CA la enna vena elnalum marks varadu. That's the difference. Yes, the point what I'm trying to make is here you are not here to fight a battle of studies, you are more here to fight a battle of mental health. Okay, there are 2 people in the market, one is called as soldier, one is called as warriors. Soldiers are the one who put their body into life. You are the ones who are putting your mind into life. Avladhan, வேற டிஃபரன்ஸ் ஒன்றும் இல்லை. எஸ், டிப்ரெஷன் and all will start kicking in. இப்போதான் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட்டாக வந்திருக்கு, பாஸ் ஆயிட்டோம். ஒரு 2 மாதம் கழிச்சுட்டு you will start thinking about 6 பேப்பர் இருக்குடா, 5 பாஸ் பண்ணலாம் போகிறோம், அதுக்கப்புறம் 4 பாஸ் பண்ணலாம் போகிறோம், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு குரூப் எழுதா போகிறோம், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஐயோ இந்த அட்டெம்ப்ட் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக தெரியுது, அடுத்த அட்டெம்ப்ட் போயிடலாமா, அந்த மாதிரி தாட் எல்லாம் வந்து ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். Yes, so we are here to help you with those things, and therefore every morning when I come, I will at least encourage you for the certain fact that you are warriors, which means there is a certain battle which you have to fight. Okay, I will help you in that fight. I am your general on the front. Okay, I will help you with the front. You have to stand behind my back and come and say, yes Rahul, let's go shoot someone and come back. That's all. Okay, I will teach you how to shoot someone also. Okay, you are my students now, which means students in another academy, how to degrade them also I will teach you. Okay, I am that kind of ஹிந்தியில் 3 idiots இருக்கு, தமிழில் நண்பன் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Yes, there is this person called Chatur Ramalingam. in Hindi. Tamil, I forgot his name. Huh? What is his name? The smarter guy who comes second in rank. Whatever it is. He had two rules in life. Either you pass yourself or you make sure others fail. I will teach you both. Okay? Because fortunately, I have been given one of the toughest subjects in this course, which is called direct tax. I've been given one of the toughest subjects in the course, and therefore I enjoy it to the best of it. For two reasons. One is that your sad face is very happy for me. Second, how to make sure that the sad face becomes a happy face so that someone else's face becomes sad is also one excitement for me. Okay, so ellame I will tell you. My responsibility. I will ensure all those things. Ipo varaikku enjoy agudala? That is what intentions. Yes, clear? Clear? Yes. This is what the background which I'm going to give you. Third, last rule. Today, unfortunately, we're starting at 10:25 because of some technical reasons like always. Normally, class will start at 10 o'clock. No second thoughts about it. Class will start at 10 o'clock. I will be here at 10 o'clock. I expect everyone here to be at 10 o'clock. Last rule which I have, and it's a very, very important rule for me, is I don't like cross talks. For one small reason, I talk very fast. Theriyudula? Yes. Na konjo fast ah pesuven. Because of it, the problem is 1 second you lose track, the sum is over. Okay, concept mudinjirum avladhaan. And at that point of time, if you lose that attention, gone. Because this is one subject which is linked. Nee first day gavanikala vechiko, last day varaikum onnum puriyadu. Okay, and the mari in the topic. Yes, so one crosstalk between you will impact not just you, will impact the person next to you also. Yes, I have one rule in life. You want to fall, you fall. Never become a reason for someone else's failure. Okay, that's one very simple rule which I have, because it hurts. It hurts. Please understand, if you are the reason for your own failure, you will only curse yourself. But if someone else fails because of you, he will take it for his grave. He will take it to his grave, come and say that this person is the reason which I failed and I'm never able to pass because of it. Imagine the kind of guilt which you will have in your life for another. Yes, never become that reason. Okay, so I will ensure that in this whole class everyone is talking to me. That is what my responsibility is. Neenga pesalana naane kalambiduvan. Okay, so I will ensure you are all talking to me. Cross talks is something which I don't encourage. You talk to me. Okay, as much as I am a very young faculty, you can ask me any sort of questions. People in the earlier batches have asked me very weird questions and all, and I have been all supportive to that extent. Okay, sometimes I will also do matchmaking and all here. We will do. Okay, if possible. If possible, consent irukno, no forcefully and all. Kandipa consent vechu dhaan panuvom, but at the different story. Point is, I am a very friendly faculty and I'll be along with you. Okay, but I don't like some cross talks happening between the people, because I don't want that person to come and curse you. That is a simple reason. Purida? Yes? One more time. Yes. Awesome. Great. With this, let's start what we are discussing for today. I have been given this responsibility to first let you know what the topics are, because I think Rangesh has done it. But just to give you a background, we have 6 papers. We have 6 papers, but unfortunately 8 subjects. We have 6 papers, but 8 subjects, because 2 papers have 2 subjects inside it. One is my tax paper, which has direct tax and indirect tax, and one is one FM and SM, which has FM and SM, obviously. Yes. Now both the subjects have 50-50 marks, so therefore there are 8 faculties which will be coming to you, or I think 7, because one faculty is taking 2 subjects. That is also possible. Right now there are 8 subjects which are there as a part of topic to you. In the new syllabus, there is one important change which has been made, is that every subject is now MCQ based. Every subject has now MCQ based. In earlier ones, it was only theory subjects. Now in practical subjects have theory concepts. So from May 24, even your practical papers will have 30 marks of MCQs and 70 marks of written. 70 marks of written. Yes or no? Yes or no? In this, I am handling the group number 1, paper number 3A, called as direct tax. Called as direct tax. This is what my simple responsibility is. Is that clear till here? Yes. Yes. While I am handling the 50 marks worth of your whole 600 marks. Yeah. While I'm handling 50 marks of your whole 600 marks, my subject weightage is as good as 200 marks. Okay, because you'll know the kind of volume which my subject has is a very different volume. Okay, so I will let you know. I'll be one of the faculties who will come till the very end. Not because I'm going to delay on anything. I feel like it, that's all, nothing else. Okay, I feel like the moment I leave the academy, for some reason I feel like the moment I leave the academy, people start getting into depression slowly. So adanaala konja last la kuda varven. Okay, sometime in the last I will also come. Eppadi irukkinga, nalla irukingla, oru group miss aacha, oru group innum pending ah iruka. Everything will come. Okay, so I will keep coming till the very end, just for the enjoyment sake, nothing else. Okay, I will ensure that you are not unhappy going forward. That is what my responsibility is. Stay happy, that's what my point is, nothing else. Yes, I will tell you how to stay happy also. All psychological things and all, everything is my kind of forte na solluthen. Okay, I am a comedian, I am a psychologist, I am a faculty, I am also working. Ellame pannirukken. Okay, and there is this one person I forgot. Dashavataramla varvaru, enna peru? அந்த மாதிரி ஆள் நான். Okay, everything I do. Okay, anyway, so this is what your topics is. I'm handling the subject called as direct tax. I've given you certain ground rules also. You're not supposed to be late to class. There are some items which you're supposed to carry. One is your calculator, one is your black pen, one is your 2 highlighters and one notebook. What will I do from my side? I will give you one book called as a concept book. Okay, my specially curated all effort made book called as Taxation 101. I'll show it to you if it loads. I don't know if it loads. First day it never loads, but anyway, it's called as a Taxation 101. This is my curated special guidance book. This book is a mere 194 pages. How much? 194 pages compared to your study material, which is 1236 pages. Now you will come and ask me, Rahul, how did you make the 1236 into 194? You're cheating me. I'm not learning from you properly. Nothing. The point is very simple. When it comes to CA, you have to understand, like I told you, you could have done self-study, but there are some things which you cannot understand on your own. The reason is very simple, because ICA has just vomited the whole tax act. Okay, the how tax act is written அப்படியே vomit பண்ணிருக்காங்க. So therefore the length is very big. I have ensured that in such a way that you can learn it in the simple English. So content ஒரு simple Englishல இருக்கும். Okay, if you read English will be very simple. Tax levied directly on income or wealth or person. Burden of tax cannot be shifted to another person. Simple English. Okay, nothing complicated about it. At the same time, this is how my book looks like. It's a multicolor konjo designer konjo human handwriting font எல்லாம் வச்சிட்டு. But yes, the one book which will come to you in a printed format will be a black and white book. Okay, நான் கிளாஸ்ல காமிக்கும் போது கலர் புக் காமிப்பேன், நான் உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கும் போது black and white கொடுப்பேன். The reason is very simple. I feel life is black and white, nothing else. Okay, I will put color in that life. Okay, அதனால தான் highlighter, வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. Okay, அந்த highlighter வச்சு நீங்க கலர் போடுவீங்க புக்குக்கு. Okay, so you make your own colors is better than I give colors to you. Simple logic. Okay, so this is how my book will look like. You will have these many topics starting from topic number 1 till topic number 23. These many topics you have. Pages are about 189. Last one will go about 191 something. Okay, so kittathata or 194 pages oda book. Everything will be in color format, sequences, things like that. And if you're feeling bored, sometimes you will find items like this also. Okay, motivationals, everything. Like I told you, depression is very important. Yes, so things like this will happen. This is your first book. Which is your concept book. This is your first book, which is your concept book. Like I told you, this subject mine is a practical plus a theory subject. So just reading the concepts will not help, because unless you put it to application, it doesn't make sense. So the second book which I'll be giving you is something called as a solutions book. I could have named it problems book, but it's very disheartening. So I'm calling it solutions book. The book will be like this. Okay. In this, what would have happened is again the same handwriting font and everything. The only difference is that is a color book. This is a black and white book. Why? Because you're solving sums. Sums ku onno color poda thevilla. Okay, sums and all will be in black and white format. So all the sums and all which will be there, it will be here. Okay, now what I've done in this solutions book is that I have covered every question which is there in your study material, first of all. But that alone will not be enough, because this is my subject. Yes, so what I've done is I have also researched all the questions which has come right from the time when income tax was inaugurated in the subject, in this course. Okay, which is right from the old practice manual of 2016 till date. Every kind of question which has come in your past exams, your MTPs, RTPs, your past exam papers, if I notice that the question is a little complicated, which may not be there in your study material, I have also incorporated those. Which means you will find something called as section A, which is your study material questions. Then you will have something called as you'll have something called as section B, which is your past exam questions. Okay, this will be from your practice manual, your old papers and all those things. And then if I feel like there are some important topics which has come, but it is not tested in the past also, but it is still important, then I would have given something called as additional questions for practice. In simple words, my book, Concept and Solutions, is a merge of your study material, but in a better condensed and a simpler format. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't know if you have applied for your books and all in the study material. Have you applied for your study materials? Is the books come? It's come. Great. Okay, do one thing with the books. Take the books, put it like this, take an Instagram photo, put it on the story saying this is the life of a CA, tough in life. Take the book, throw it in the dustbin and come back. That's all. Okay, you are not supposed to touch the study material when it comes to my subject. Okay, I will give you both the books and I can ensure everything is there. If you want, like Rahul, I don't trust you, I want a proof and all, tomorrow by the end of today evening you'll get the books. Okay, by the end of today evening you'll get the books. Tomorrow you can go and do audit and everything and come back and you can come and tell me, Rahul, everything is covered. Okay, I will ensure it. That is my responsibility. Is that clear, everyone? Yes. So I am not supposed to see anyone bringing their study materials. Too much weight is also not required. Okay, school times are over. Okay, there will be only 2 books which will be carrying. One is this concept book which I will be giving you. Second is your register. Rahul, in the question book and all, will you give me as printout? No. I'm not giving the question book as a printout for a very simple reason. I noticed this one small problem from all of you is that when I give you the question book, no, you stop reading the concept book. You suddenly start mugging up only the questions and going for exam saying, Rahul, in the question matter parcha pass side. So therefore, I stopped giving the question book itself. You know why? Because the day of exam, your parents will not let you open the laptop. Correct? If you read this question book, what you'll have to do? You'll have to open your laptop and open. Yes, that day if you open a laptop, your parents will come and say, "Dey, padik maatigra, kandipa fail agapudam." So therefore, that day you'll only have one book in your hand called as. That is what the logic is. Yes. So what will happen is this whole material of question banks, chapter wise, I'll be giving it to you as when I start the topic. Okay. You can go home, you can make your own notes and everything in that, but you will not be touching this question bank. This question bank code answers is what you're going to solve in that other register which you're going to bring with me. Purida. Yes. Yes. So question bank will not be given as a printout, but yes, beyond this, I also told you that the subject has 30% MCQs. So what will happen is ICI will roll out an MCQ book. They have not done it yet. Okay. They will take their own sweet time. By the month of January or February only they roll it out. Once that MCQ books gets rolled out, that time I will give you the printout of that MCQ book and I will tell you how to solve each MCQs. Until then, we will not be doing MCQs. The point is very simple. The 194 pages which is there is a Bible for you for the subject of 50 marks. Okay, and I will see to it that this 194 is something which you can complete within a mere 4.5 hours before the day of your exam. How much? 4.5 hours. That is what my responsibility is. Because please understand, you have only 1.5 days pending before your next exam happens. Okay, you would have completed a law paper and come and you only have 1.5 days to read two subjects called as direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, now I don't know who the faculty of indirect tax is, but I'm very sure he wouldn't have made such a smaller book. Okay, so which means you need a good amount of time for your indirect taxes. In that much time, if you have to read also my volume, a subject of 1236 pages, definitely not happening. Yes, sir. Which means you will only be able to do one set of revision before your exams and that will not help you pass. I can assure you. Because there is too much to remember. There is too much to remember. So my responsibility is that I will give you this 194 pages and I will make sure that this 194 pages can be done by you within a mere 4.5 hours. So that you can do 2 revisions or 3 revisions a day before exam. And then for whatever time is left, you can read IDT and then go Gila exemption. Purida. Yes. So what my simple request will be from all of you is, as and when we complete a topic, I would require your small effort to just go through that chapter and see how much time you're taking against it. Okay. By the end of each chapter, I will come and tell you how much time the chapter should get over in. And I will prove it to you in the class. As and when the chapter gets over, I will also stand with you. We will do a marathon in the class itself, where we will be discussing the whole concept book and we will time it. We will time it saying this chapter completed in 5 minutes, this chapter completed in 6 minutes, this chapter took 7.5 minutes. You need to follow the same format and complete it within the said time. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, which means the effort from your side will be to start from today. Now, I do understand Rangesh in morning's class came and said that he will take a topic which you have to read for 1 hour. I will take a topic which you have to read for 1 hour. No. I do beg to differ a little bit. Maybe Rangesh's topic will take 1 hour. What I teach you in today's class will take you a mere 7.5 minutes when you go home. I can promise you that. How much? 7.5 minutes. That's all. So which means after you go home, take 1 hour for Rangesh's topic, take 7.5 minutes for my topic, and you're through with the day. You are through with the day. The only problem with most of the students is that 7.5 minutes of lethargicness which you're showing today will impact 6 months later. That is the only problem which most of the people have. Okay. So that 7.5 minutes is all I'm requesting for you in a day. Is that too much to ask? So if you can devote that 7.5 minutes just to revise what I've done in today's class, your tax subject can be the strongest subject in the group 1 and can be a make and break subject for your group 1. It can be a make and break subject because you have one theory subject called as law. You cannot predict it. Okay. While the faculty will come and say, I'll ensure exemption and all, I know. He will try. You will also try. But at the end of the day, it's a theory subject. Getting beyond 50 is a challenge. There's no second thought about it. It's hard truth. Okay. One paper is called as accounts. Vanda nala varlana gali pochu. Which means the only make and break subject which you have is direct tax and indirect tax. Yes, in this, the problem is both the subjects are a little linked but very different. So, adanala indu vandittu anga potta, indu potta, gali pochu. Yes, so this subject, if you pass, you pass. In the subject you fail, whole group is gone. Right? So, you have to be very clear with the subject, and therefore the important thing for you to do starting from day 1 is just to give me that 7.5 minutes for you. Yes. If you can ensure that much for me, I can promise you this is the best subject which you can have. You lose that 7.5 minutes thinking, Rahul, it's 7.5 minutes, tomorrow I'll cover 15 minutes, you will lose the track. You will lose the track. The moment you lose the track for one topic, everything goes for a toss. And I can promise you that in happening in my subject. Okay. Other topics also or other subjects also, one topic will be independent of another topic. Either miss panalo prachna illa. ஆனால் tax பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் if you miss one topic it will overlap with every single topic, and the moment that overlapping ends your subject becomes 0, which means in the 50 marks you are going to score nothing but 3 marks. That's all. 3 marks also because he felt bad for you, nothing else. Purida? Yes, yes, this is what the understanding is. This concept book will come to you by the end of evening, which means tomorrow morning when you come to the class you can come and collect it. Question banks will be circulated as and when we start the topic. We are not going to start the topic until end of third day, until the end of third day, which means until the end of third day it's just you listening to me and I talking to you and you insulting yourself along with me, nothing else. Okay, this is for the first 3 days plan of action. Clear? Yes sir, perfect. Okay, great. This is what the topic is. Any doubts now? I think my introduction is done. Yes, the last thing which I wanted to probably tell you is I understand CA course and all, you have to come in a little good attire and everything. Nothing in my class. Okay, you can wear whatever you want, you can feel like however you want to come. One thing which I don't like is tracks, that's all. Okay, just don't come in tracks. Adu mattum enakku konjam gaanda irukum because it feels like you have just come out of your bed, and the problem is if it smells then it's even worse because it's a closed room. Okay, where yaarku smell vandichina enak asingma irukum vera onnu. Okay, so tracks alone avoid. Beyond that you can wear whatever you want. You want shorts, you want t-shirts, brown neck t-shirts, blue neck t-shirts, what t-shirts, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as the admin is okay with it, I am okay with it. Okay, my class there will not be a problem. Admin ka prashna achana change panikonga, avladha na solla poren. Clear? Yes, so you can wear whatever you want, you can come however you want, you can talk to whoever you want, you can matchmaking and all, everything is permitted here. The only thing is don't disturb each other in the middle of the class. Is that clear? Yes? Awesome, great. This is the simple small lecture which I wanted to give before I start my subject. We are starting with this one subject called as paper number 3A called as direct taxation. We are starting with the paper number 3A called as direct taxation. But yes, since you are in inter and you are not in finals, this subject is a little more specific. The subject is a little more specific. We do not discuss about something called as direct taxes. We discuss about something called as income taxes. What do we discuss about? Income taxes. So we're going to discuss about something called as income taxes. So today's topic for discussion is income tax. We're going to discuss about something called as income tax laws. We're going to discuss about something called as income tax laws. Rahul, nee kila edho irukka, ama irukku, paakalam. Yes, what we are going to do is we are going to go back to your foundation. We are going to go back to your foundation. We are going to take this topic. We have 3 words. How many words? 3 words. In this, possibly first word is something which you don't know right now. Maybe second word is something which you don't know right now. But if you come and tell me that the third word is also something which you don't know, then I have a question on your foundation. So therefore you have to help me and understand what do you mean by loss? What do you mean by loss? Open discussion. Who wants to try? What do you mean by law? Anyone? Anything? You had a paper number 2, CA foundation. Paper number? Very good. Padchitingla, pass aitingla? Yes. What do you mean by the word loss? Anyone? Open discussion. Just a general thought. You can use as layman terms as possible. It doesn't matter. Okay. What do you think? What do you mean by loss? Don't make me point. It will be very ugly. Try. Yes. Acts. Okay. What is act?
Statute.
Okay. What is rules?
Connected to the acts.
Okay.
Guidelines that provides.
I fairly did not understand anything. My question is very simple. When you hear the word loss, if you are going and talking to a layman person, how do you make him understand what do you mean by loss? As a layman person, I don't know. I mean, fortunately, you also don't know. I also don't know. Okay. As a layman person, you have to come and explain me what do you mean by loss. Layman person, very layman. Some old grand auntie has come to you and come and said, 1947, I got independence, but I did not learn anything after that. Explain me what is a law. Try. Anything. Random question. It's not part of your exam and all. You don't have to define law and all in exam. I just want to test your foundation. That's all. Which should be followed now? What should be followed? What is rules then? Which should be followed now? Girl is going in the front, you're following now the law. Which should be followed now? Konja define panna. Hey, open discussions on Nasing Manda Titwan. Okay, if you tell me something also, I will question you back only. That's the point. Ilana, you will not learn also. Yes. நீ தான் கிளாஸ்ல இருந்தியே டக்குன்னு எஸ் anyone simple thought yes set of provision. What is provision? I told you I want layman words. Provision என்ன எனக்கு புரியுமா? provision என்ன அர்த்தம்டா? சரி திருப்பி வர போறேன் நான். என்னதுடா செக்ஷன் ரூல்ஸ்னு? Yes, anyone on the online? No? The cross diagonal, yes. Anything, open discussion. What is law, not rule? A rule that is legally enforceable. Okay, a simple question to you. Okay, I'm not supposed to ask, but generally, what is your religion? Sorry, you're Hindu. Okay, great. Simple question. You're at home. Okay, your mom might have some rules. You know, it's Thursday, so you were trying to cut your nails or cut your hair or whatever it is, and your mom was having a simple thing. Thursdays ku naanga nail cut panna kudadu. Irka? Appadina edho irka? Illaya. Do you eat non-veg? Okay. Kastame. Any rules you have at home? Something your mom would have told you should not do? Nothing, free enough and Seri, okay, simple example. Hypothetically, I'm not sure if it's happening at home, but your mom would have come and told you 8 o'clock apro veetukku veliyila pokudadu. Could be. Is it a law? Why? So law is something only when it is brought to a court. But your mom is coming and saying this is the rule of the house. Who are you to debate? That's your choice. Tomorrow if you're not allowed in the house now, what will you do then? So then it's a law, no? If you don't follow it, there's a problem there, right? Followed by all, no? All over the world. All over India. Okay. So the thing which is happening is you are in India. Okay. Let's say for example you are traveling in US. Okay. And you have Indian currency. So you went to US and you gave it to a store in US saying that this is Indian currency, take it. He said this is not my currency, I will not take it. You says no, this is the currency of India, this is legally currency of India. Who are you to say no? Ottupara? Yeah. So then law is not only for India, no? Yes. Anything else? Think about it, open discussion. My question, coming back to the same question. Your parents have given certain restrictions. You cannot cut your hair. Because today I tried, I wanted to wear blazers and everything, so I cut my hair a little bit and mom was like, "Dey, edukda cut?" Sorry, okay. So the point is it a law? Again, my question is very simple. I'm only asking, is it a law? I'm not asking whether it's an enforceable law or a non-enforceable law. Understand my question very clearly. I'm asking whether it is a, that's all. I don't want to understand whether it's a legal law, illegal law, enforceable law, non-enforceable law. My question is very simple. Is it a law? That's all my question is. Yes. Okay. He feels it is yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? Keeping that thought in mind, I wanted to understand what is law. I'm not telling it is right. I don't know whether he's right or not. Okay. That's one of the examples which came to my head. Same example can come. You are, let's say you are working, is someone from a village area, like very far off, something like that? Or based out of a village area? Anyone? Yes, where are you from? Just don't give me a very weird name, I won't be able to remember. Palani. That's sorry, simple name. So you are in Palani. Okay. Now what is happening is, if you know in Palani will not have any kind of courts and all. It will not have any kind of government and all. It will have something called as panchayats. Correct? Yes. Now panchayat today has come and said that in this village, I don't know. Let's say on Thursdays you're mandatory supposed to run a bonfire, for example. The panchayat has come and said mandatory bonfire. If you don't run a bonfire, you're not treated as a person of this village. We will throw you out. We will throw it out. Hypothetical example. Is it a law? Hey, yes or no? Yes. Why?
Village, we have to obey that. We have to obey the law because it's given by the village. Without obeying the order, we can't stay.
We can't stay. Okay. So same example then, mom order example where she has told you to, not go out of the house after 8 o'clock. If you don't obey the thing, you will not be allowed to stay in the house. So then both are law. Yes or no? Now everyone is saying yes, sir. Huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have a friend, okay? You have a friend, best friend, and some cringy friends and all will have this thing. No, I will give you one bracelet. You also wear one bracelet. I will also wear one bracelet. If tomorrow going forward, whenever we meet each other, we should always have this bracelet. Yes or no? Indirgo. Okay. Especially if it's male, female, na male cannot deny also. Yes. Now the point is that has been decided between you and him. Between or him, her, they, them, whatever it is. Everything is permissible in today's world. Yes. Is that a law? No. Why? Hey, if you don't wear it, then tomorrow friendship gone, benefits and all varadu. Yes. Law, not a law. If you're saying no, you had something in mind, right? When you decided that something is yes. For panchayat, you said yes. For this, you said no. There is something in mind going on. What is that thought in mind? That's my question. That's what my question is. What is the thought going in mind which is making you decide whether it's yes or no? I want to understand. That's nobody? Governing as in? Who's looking over panchayat? Okay. Who's looking over your best friend? No one. Maybe. Again, I think that's where the mistake is. Like I told you, I'm only discussing about what is a law. I'm not trying to understand whether it's a legal law or an illegal law. Okay. You're again stuck on the same point. You're trying to make your decisions and you're trying to pollute your decisions based on the fact whether it's a legal law or a illegal law. I'm not trying to understand that only. My question is very simple. Is it a law? That's all my questions. That's all my questions. Yes. Keeping that in mind, I wanted to understand parents' order decision, is it a law or not? Possibly. Panchayat order decision? Okay. Friend order decision? அங்க மட்டும் என்ன பிரச்சனை ஆச்சு? ஃப்ரெண்ட்னா என்ன வேணா பண்ணலாம், ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை அந்த மாதிரி. ஏன்டா ஃப்ரெண்டோட டிசிஷன்ல என்ன பிரச்சனை உனக்கு? Okay, example number 4. Let's go back to 1920s. Okay, time when Akbar and all was there. I don't know the correct year. History was very bad for me. Okay, assuming 1920, what is his name? Akbar was ruling. Akbar was ruling and he's made a decision. Simple, smart decision. Coming and saying that going forward, if you want to enter my premises, when I say premises, the country. Wherever he was ruling, if you want to enter, you have to give 1,000 gold coins as an entry fees. You have to give 1,000 gold coins as an entry fees. Is that a law? Now, how did you decide? Because okay, so I'm going to change the example. You are in 2023. You're in 2023. Let's assume you are in Oteri. No, now everyone knows what is Oteri famous for. Okay, I don't have to say it. But hypothetically, what is happening is you're staying in Oteri. You have a house in Oteri. There is one, 2-3 people come and lungi up here, and they come and stand before your gate, and they're coming and saying, "In the maasathoda hafta kudunga." You know what is that? Hafta na theriyada? Ayyo, Vikram Rathore சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு மூவி வந்திருக்கு, பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? விக்ரம் ராட்டோர், ரவுடி ராட்டோர், அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சீக்வன்ஸ்ல வந்திருக்கும். என்னடா? What is the Tamil movie for it? I don't remember. Anyway, let's say a simple example. You would have seen that movie in which what will happen is the person will come out of the train, and on the train, in the middle of the road, they will come and say, if you want to enter this village, you have to pay me something called as 10,000 rupees. Hypothetically. Same thing. That is called as hafta. Protection money. Protection money. Yes. So the person has wore lungi and everything, come to your house, knock the door and come and say, in the Otteriyoda premises ka nanda boss. You need to give me 10,000 rupees as protection money. Now he is the king of that place or not? Anda solitar apra enna? Is it a law or not a law? Enda enna prachana? Yeah, king mattum vaangna law va? Avanu king thane. That's the only difference is this guy is king of one place and that guy is the king of a country. And the KGF mari. Yeah, KGF mattum collect panna law va? Purida puriliya? Yes, you understand where the issue is. You understand where the issue is? You're tainting yourself based on the fact whether it is legal or not. What did I ask you? Is it a law or not? Yes. Now understand, in every scenario which you understood, you tainted yourself by the fact of whether it's a legal law or an illegal law. Keeping that question aside, every time I told you something, there was a certain rules which were there. Yes, sir.
Yes.
There were certain regulations which were there. Yes, sir. Yes. Which means that is technically a law. That is technically a law. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? இப்போ தெரியுதா foundation? Yes. The point what I'm trying to make is you're tainting yourself with the fact that something is legal and illegal. I do understand you're in a CA course, I should teach you legal law and everything, but it's a different story. My point is to first make you understand how does a law work. How does a law work? Law is as simple as your parents making a decision to as big as a government making a decision. There is no hard and fast rule to come and say that law should be enforceable. Who is asking for it? Yes, law can be made enforceable by the government, that's a different story altogether. But law being legal or illegal is also a different story altogether. Point is, first of all, is it a law? First of all, is it a law? Yes, there is no second thought about it. There's no second thought about it. A simple example I'll come and tell you. Your parents coming and telling that Thursday you should not cut your hair is a home law. Is a home law. Let's, for example, assume the Hindu culture agrees to it. And Hindu law itself makes it a rule, saying, ini mela Thursday ku cut panna kudadu. Now does it become a law? Yes, it becomes a legal law. Where? Yes or no? Yes or no? Earlier it was a home law, which may not be enforceable, but at tomorrow it has become a legal law. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. The same thing is going for the Islamic culture. Islamic culture wearing a burqa and all could be a home law. Initially when they would incorporate it, they would have come and said 1 or 2 women should have worn it. Now everyone agreed to it, so now every woman is wearing it. It has started from a small home to coming to a enforceable law. Yes or no? Yes. At the end of the day, both are Purida Puriliya. Now does it make sense? Yes. So what I'm trying to make you understand is law is a law. It means it's a simple rule and a regulation. It does not have to be enforceable. It does not have to be enforceable. It can be anything for that matter. It can be anything for that matter. Ipo purida? Yes sir. Yes. Hey, next topic la konju discussion pannalama. Naane pesudhu enikku or maariya irukku. Okay, there are 40 people, there are at least 25 people sitting here. Vaaya mootti vechingna onnum aaga poradilla. Pass agadhu kashtam da. Yes sir. One help I did you, which is called as law. Second help, can you do me? Now I know you have not learned sir, foundation la solli tharala adala insult panna mudiyadhu. Normal common sense. Tax na enna artham? Liable to pay what? What is tax ra? Government ku mattum pay panna tax. Some kind of authority. Okay. Authority. Same example. If you remember the Oteri example, the same Oteri example, he came and said, I'm coming to your house. If you want to stay in this house, you need to give me 10,000 rupees as protection money. Now I told you it's a law. Now the question is it a tax? Why? What is the basis which thought in mind? On what basis did you decide it's no? Varla. Yeah. It is a tax. Okay. அவன் சொல்லிட்டான், நீ இல்லை சொன்னாலே பிரச்சனை தான்டா, நீ ஓகே சொன்னாலும் ஓகே, நீ கேட்டுட்டானா கண்டிப்பா எஸ் தான், வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை. கரெக்டா? எஸ் எஸ். Do you think it's a tax? Do you think it's a tax? No. Why? For his whose personal benefits? The gunda. Government is asking you to pay 30% of your income as tax. It's for whose benefit? What is government? For the people, by the people. The only difference is that is for all people, this is for some people. What is the difference? The government மட்டும் கலெக்ட் பண்ணா ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை உனக்கு, அங்கேயோ காணி தானே. Yes or no? Yes. Is it a tax, not a tax? Hey, ரெண்டு answer, yes or no? It is a tax. Okay. She has given up. She is like, hey, வேணாண்டா, பேசுறதே கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, நீ டாக்ஸே வச்சுக்கோ. நான் எஸ் சொன்னா நீ கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறிய, நோ சொன்னா தானே கேட்குற. கரெக்ட்? எஸ். எஸ் ஆர் நோ? Yes, if you remember, there is something called, so let's say for example, you're at home, your mom has come and said that, inimala, if you go and use bad words, I have created a small jar called a swear jar. Have you heard about it? It's called a swear jar. Okay, swear jar is more fancy in US and all, not here. But assuming a mom comes and says, inimala, the moment you use a bad word, you have to put 100 rupees inside that swear jar. Tax or not tax? Penalty. Oh, I'll come and ask what is a penalty. Is it a tax or not a tax? Is it a tax or not a tax? Hey, yes or no? No. Why no? Yes. 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 Quickly, we are wasting time, ma. Think about it loud. Illana iniki class mudiyadu. Unless I get my answers, I will not leave. I am telling you very clearly. Yes or no? Yes or no? Where is the Google Meets? Yes. Hey, quickly, ma. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. Ellarum. How did you decide? What came to your mind when you said yes? What came to your mind when you said yes? You have to do something is
Indulge in a certain act, so results in paying the money.
what are you indulging in the Gunda scenario?
It's very
Two. Okay, fair enough. Yes. We may or may not receive benefits. Okay. So anything you pay, whether or not you receive a benefit, is called tax. Abdi. Yes. Okay. You're going to a kirana store. Okay. You went to get a toothpaste. You paid 100 rupees. You paid something to receive a benefit or not receive a benefit. Is that a tax? Then? Hey, my job is to question you, ma. That is what I will do. You tell me what answer also. If it is right also, I will tell you wrong answer only. Okay. You have to open up your head. That's what my intention is. Okay. You've been in a while. All that ego and all, keep it aside. Okay. Who are you to ask me and all that? I will not come and ask you. I feel insulted and all. Keep it aside. Doesn't work out here. Okay. If you want to pass, you have to learn. That is what the logic is. Clear? Yes. Think about it openly and tell me what came to your head when you said the word yes for a tax or no for a tax. Again, what is the basis is my question. When you hear certain words, there is something which revolves around your head. I want to understand what is that which is revolving around your head, because I want to break that notion whether it is right or not. That's what my intention is. What did come to your head when you used the word? What is that thing which is revolving your head? Think about it and tell me. Someone with an authority collecting money from you. Yes, Jai Shri. Her name is Jai Shri, I'm assuming. It's a very small screen. Jai Shri. Yes, Jai Shri. You can. She's written something. Government collects the amount from people for doing services for the public, and it is not for an individual's benefit, but for the whole public's benefit, sir. So in simple words, she's coming and saying government pay panada tax, government kuduklana tax illa. Is everyone agreeing to it? Is everyone agreeing to it? No. Why? Friend of your batch only, ma. What is your problem? Unity illana enna prachana? Yes or no? Hey, idukage yes or no solunga. Yes sir. So which means government collect panada tax. Yes sir. Okay. Fine. Good enough. Whose government? Huh? Regulatory? Sorry, synonym kuttam. Whose government is my question? Is a person wearing a lungi and coming to your room a government? Or is a person coming in a blazer a government? Or is a person wearing t-shirt coming a government? Or is a person with no hands coming a government? How did you decide that the Oteri guy is not a government? How did you decide that your mother is not a government? How did you decide that Modi Vandada government? Over what? Over what?
So in the home, in the sense, the mom's a government.
Okay.
In India, so the presidents or
President, ಇಲ್ಲ, Prime Minister.
prime ministers.
So all the three are government then.
In India, we call it as the president of the prime minister's government. In the home, we call it as mother.
Home Minister, ಅದ. Yes. For Oteri?
That guy is the
So he's government only. Okay. She says government, all the three are right. All the three are governments. Is that same understanding for everyone else? Yes, sir. Okay, maybe so. Let's read the definition. It's not there in the book, just my understanding. Let's see if you understand what the definition looks like. Yes, we have laws. Read the simple definition, see if you understand the sense which we talked about. The examples which we talked about make sense now. Okay. It says the principles and the regulations established in a community by some authority. The principles and regulations established in a community by some authority and applicable to its people, whether in the form of legislation or of custom and policies recognized and enforced by a judicial decision. You see certain words. You see certain words. One word is there should be a principle or a regulation. My mom coming and saying not to cut her hair, regulation. Should be done in a certain community. For her, the community is house. For her, the community is house. Should be levied by some authority. We told ore authority da. Mother. And applicable to its people. Family. Whether in the form of legation, okay, or custom. This is a case of custom. This is a case of custom because mom has decided our family we should not cut our hair, so it's a custom. There is no second thought about it, which means a custom can also be a law. A custom can also be a law. And policies recognized and enforced by a judicial decision. We told a judicial decision. Is it a law then? Which means the understanding which you have to keep with yourself is I am not talking about what is a legal law or a illegal law. I'm not talking about whether it's a enforceable law or a non-enforceable law. We'll come to that. We'll come to that as the topic progresses. We will definitely come to that. But right now my decision is to only understand whether it's a law. In simple words, a king doing it is also a law. A mom doing it is also a notary guy doing it is also a best friend doing it is also a. There is no debate about it. There is no debate about it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now the question which comes is why law? The question which comes is why law? Why do you think laws is important? Why do you think laws is important? Regulating certain behaviors. Huh? Then only you can be. இல்லனா வாழ்க்கை விட்டு போயிடுற மாதிரி. You basically want a consistency. You basically want a consistency. You basically want to ensure that something takes place. Yes or no? Because the one problem with our Indians is we are not bothered about something being there. Yes or no? Yes or no? Today, if on the road they come and say, boss, you should wear a helmet. Are you more bothered about the fact that you should wear a helmet? The first question which will not come to your head is, why should we wear a helmet? The first question which will come to your head is, na podlena enna panna pora? Indian mentality, yes or no? Yes, straightforward Indian mentality. We don't have this question about why should you wear a helmet. We will have the first question about what happens if I don't wear a helmet. Yes or no? And that's what the general logic is. That's what the general logic is. Veetla ponalo same question. You go to your mom, she comes and says, don't cut your hair. You'll first time not come and, oh, why should we not cut our hair? Let's understand the customs. You're like, what? Na panlena enna panna poringa? The first question she'll come and say, no food for you, no going out and all. You'll be like, okay. Yes or no? Are you more worried about the logic behind it or you're more worried about the consequences behind it? So why is there a law? Law is because we have to ensure that people follow certain ground rules. People follow certain ground rules because otherwise it's a hasty decision. Otherwise it's a hasty decision. Today I'm coming and saying that my class starts at 10 o'clock. Now I am the authority here. I'm telling you this is the law. If you follow, everything works perfectly well. Yes. Tomorrow you come and say, "Day, nee yaarra pesarudhu na 10:30 da varvena enna pannu?" Yes or no? Yes. Then you can come at 10:30. You can come at 10:45. You can come at 11 o'clock. Will the class progress? The class will not progress. There will be a haphazard manner. Yes, logic. Yes or no? So therefore, there should be a certain law between all of us, and I should agree to your law. You should agree to my law. We both should have a single consent so that things work in a more smooth and a fashionable manner. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. 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 It's perfect. Now, third question. Why are you reading laws? What is the role of a CA in a law? What is the role of a CA in a law? A general question. A general question. An engineer is also supposed to pay tax. Yes or no? A CA is also supposed to pay tax. A normal human being is also supposed to pay tax. Why are you the only ones learning laws? Why is this not a part of curriculum of engineers? You think they are not responsible for the government of India? They are also responsible. Why are you learning it? What is the role of a CA in a law? Why do you think you're learning this? Hey, I don't like the silence, man. Why do you think you're learning laws?
They will specialize in certain things and help others.
So you think you are specializing in laws?
Not to that.
Not to that specific.
Not to that extent.
Why are you reading it is my question.
Get to know the law.
So they should not know the law. They should also know the law. Why are you learning the law?
I'm learning better than them so that I
But-
can interpret it easily.
You're learning better than them to interpret it for them or for you? For me and them. So you're more like an educator. Guidance. Facilitator, faculty madri. Question to you is very simple. Do you think tax is something which you have not learned in BCom? You have. Yes, if you are learning BCom course, that is also tax there. Yes, and it's not just tax, any subject for that matter. Contract Act is there in BCom also. It is there in CA also. Yes, what is that differentiates between you and a BCom person is my question. Is it that the law is going to change because you are a CA? Or is it the same law? What extra efforts are you putting here then? Why do you think it becomes important for you as compared to them? You think a person learning tax in BCom will be valued the same as much as you have done it? Why? What horns do you have on your head which is impacting you more? The D. So, tax yaar vana panalo okay da. No one has come and said the CA only should do tax for you. Better to do what? To find the loops na in artham? Loops are holes are. यार राव loop holes ना यार सुना சரி loops are holes are. Holes is a very bad word. Loops ना எனக்கு புரியல அப்போ loop holes ना correct. Yes I இல்லையா? See, understand, no? There are three kinds of things you can do as a CA. There are three kinds of things you can do as a CA. You can do the right thing in the right way. You can do the law comes and says you do this, that's all. Doing the right thing in the right way. Second thing is doing wrong thing in the, imagine you are a person doing the wrong thing in the wrong way. What are you? You are a criminal. You are a criminal. Do you think CAs are criminal? Pacify yourself? No only. Okay. Third thing is doing wrong thing in the right way. If you are doing a wrong thing in the right way, you are a freedom fighter. Yes or no? Yes or no? Subhash Chandra Bose killing people to get freedom for the country is doing wrong thing in the right way. Do you think you are there for that? Do you want to kill people? What are you there for? Doing the fourth option. Hey, you did right thing in the right way. You told wrong thing in the right way, not possible. You told wrong thing in the right way, not possible, which means right thing in the அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Finding loopholes. Understand no? Tax is going to be same for a BCom guy and a CA guy. There's no difference. Okay, both the act at the end of the day comes and says pay 30% tax. Pay 30% tax. You go to a BCom guy, he will come and say you give me the total income, I will tell you how much to pay tax. Do you think people are coming to CS to find out what the tax is? People are coming to CS for the first thing, they'll come to your home and not come and say boss file my return. The first thing they'll come and say, "Day, tax is coming as 10 lakh rupees ra. ஒரு 1 lakh rupees மட்டும் குறைச்சிட்டானா அவனுக்கு 30% தரேன்." Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? That time you have two options. You can come and say, "Day, okay, do one thing. You cheat the government and you don't pay 1 lakh rupees." That is doing wrong thing in the wrong way. அது பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும்? He is not the only one who's going to jail. You are also going along with him. Yes or no? Yes or no? What will you do? You will try and tell, okay, do one thing, show me all your statements. Let me see where, what and all I can change. Let me see where, what I can change. This item, I will come and tell him, yes, I think this item is something which you can claim, maybe. If you think like this, you can claim this. If you think like this, you can claim this. If you think like this, you can claim this. In the 9 lakhs aachu, inda. Can government question you? Can government question you? No. Why? Because it was the problem of the government that they put the law like that. Yes or no? I'll give you a simple example. The very first law which was created in the world, it was called as Lamp Act. Okay, it was called as Lamp Act. What does this Lamp Act came and said is, back in UK times, first time only they had created this lamp from which light will come. Okay, that time only Albert Einstein was he had done all these things. Albert Einstein dana? Thomas seri onu. Yaro orthan. Okay, he had only created light bulb that time. So what happened is, there was an act which was launched. Which came and said that going forward, people who are riding in bicycle have to put a lamp. Have to put a simple law. What? People who are riding a bicycle should have a lamp. What is the intention? Ratrila accident agakudadu. Yes or no? As a normal human being, first thing which will come and say is, boss, you should have a lamp, put it on the bicycle, fit it, it should work, it should glow. This is what a BCom guy will tell. The first thing what happened is, they came and said, boss, you should do what? A bicycle should have a okay. What a person came and did is, he took a lamp, he bubble wrapped it in a box, he kept it behind his chair and he walked. Police officer caught him, he came and said, your lamp is not working. He said, where in the law is given that your lamp should work? கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா? என்ன கேட்டீங்க? lamp should be there on the bicycle. போட்டானா இல்லையா? இருக்கா இல்லையா? மூடி கிளம்பு. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? So then they came and said, no boss, problem in the law. They came and said, no, lamp should glow. Lamp should. He said, okay. He put it on the back of his seat. Lamp is glowing on the back. Lamp is glowing on the law. Satisfied, not satisfied? Pudikku mudiyuma, pudikku mudiyada? But intention satisfied, not satisfied? Yes or no? Then they came and said, no, you should have a lamp which should be fit in the front of the bicycle, which should emit light so that the person in the front can see. Now does the law make sense? Yes or no? Yes. Now it makes sense. Our intention at any given point of time was to be the third person or to be the first and second person? It is to be the first and second person. Yes or no? Yes or no? If you remember, you have done Contract Act in foundation. You have read so many case laws. Balfour versus Balfour. Carlyle versus Carbolill Smoke Factory. I read it 10 years back, I remember. Solomon versus Solomon. What happened in all those cases? There were certain rules which were made in the Contract Act. Those people did not follow, but they found a loophole, because of which it had to go to the court and fought out. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think they would have done it on their own? There would have been someone behind it who would have read the law better, who would have come and said, in the law இப்படி எழுதிருக்கு, போய் சண்டை போட வாங்குறோம். Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? அப்படிதானே வந்திருக்கும். Technically, this is the kind of person you would want to be. Yes or no? Do you think you will earn more money if you find out the 10 lakhs worth of tax, or you will earn more money if you find 9 lakhs worth of tax? Yes or no? Because at the end of the day, you all understand it's a pain. No one is happy paying taxes to government. Return ledo varda. Dume varla. Yes. So you as a CA would like to lesser your taxes for your clients so that they can earn better money and give you also better money, or would you like to tell them, no, please pay legal taxes, we are the part of government, we are only of the people, by the people, for the people, everything you pay, it will go to our benefits only, it will come back to us in return, pay panna correct ah appoda unakku kaas varuvangala naalukku? Yes. What is your role as a CA in this? Your role is to have a deep understanding of the law, to a simple understanding the fact that you are able to interpret the law in such a way which can help you find loopholes which does not just benefit you but also benefits your clients, at the end of the day benefiting you. Yes or no? Enta class or mariya irukku. Is it the same in the morning class also? சொல்றது அசிங்கமா இல்ல உனக்கு? Yes, yes. Please understand the role of a CA is to do the right thing in the wrong way. This is what I will tell you. When you're reading the book and all, it is right thing in the right way only. Seriya? Yes. When you go home and you read the book, it will come and say you have to do the right thing in the right way. Appo poitu Rahul sonnaru right way, wrong way. No. Okay, I still have to take classes in the future. Neenga poiduveenga, naanu dhaan inga irukano. Yes or no? Yes. My understanding to you is, as a CA, our responsibility at any given point of time is to find the right thing in the wrong way. Then only we get good business. I don't know if a video will play, but let me try. Paapom. Agudana paaklam. Vara.
Last year, at 27, I had to go to driving school, which is like regular school, except people teaching you also not educated. Driving instructor just burp dal in your face, which is supposed to teach you, oh, that dal smell, oh, wow, oh, aperture. No, I went to a particularly hardcore driving school because we had a mock test for a learner's license. I'll tell you some other questions. Question 1. If a policeman stops you, how should you feel? Multiple choice. A, proud, B, humiliated, or C, to correct behavior in future. How should you feel to correct behavior? There is a feeling that starts with to. How do you feel, sir? I am feeling to correct behavior in future. I too am feeling in future behavior correct. Future feeling in behavior to I won't drive. I'm sorry. This is only question 1. It gets way better. Because question 2, I swear, is there is a cow. Not if there is. There is. There was one when we wrote this question. Still there. Same cow. There is a cow. How do you cross? Full question. At no point does it mention where you are or where the cow is. It's just there is a cow. How do you are in your office? From the window you see there is a cow. At night you are sleeping in your bed. You feel some movement next to you when suddenly there is a cow. How do you cross? If I had to come up with a tagline for India, that would be it. You are on one side of the road. On the other side is progress. But in the middle, there is a cow.
Yes. How many of you understood the joke? Did you understand the joke? What was the joke? What did you understand? What is the joke you understood? The one in the pink, huh? Try, what did you understand? கேட்டிங்களா? என்ன புரிஞ்சது? Okay.
In the mock exam paid lessons,
Okay.
but it was not clear that where was the cow.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
So he's thinking that
He's thinking. Okay.
comes from
If you have narrated the story, what did you understand? You understand where the issue was? Yes. There was a faulty written wordings in the question paper, because of which a smart ass person can do whatever he wants. Yes, he can interpret it in what sense he wants. Now, this, if you ask me, Rahul, is a very hypothetical scenario. No. Unfortunately, laws are also drafted in the same way. Unfortunately, laws are also drafted in the same way, because laws are drafted by humans, and to err is human. To err is human. Tomorrow, you and I will only be drafting laws, if at all we are smart enough, or we are foolish enough, either ways. Yes. Now, the point is, someone of us has drafted a law. The other person will always try to find a loophole against it to work on his own benefits. And you have to be the first person or the second person? Second person. Okay. You are getting paid for being the second person. Yes. So why is the role of a CA important? At least in a law perspective, the role of a CA becomes extremely important, because you are trying to figure out what can be the change in the law which can help benefit not just you but also the other people, and not just you but also the other people. The reason I'm telling you this is because the subject which I have is that problematic subject. The subject which I have is a problematic subject. The subject, when it started in 1961, was about 100 pages. Was about 100 pages. As we speak today, in 2023, one income tax book, if you have to go and buy, the book itself is 6,000 rupees. How much? Book is 6,000 rupees. I'm talking about the actual bare act. Actual bare act is 6,000 rupees. It is this big book. Is it because the market has changed so much? It's because of you and I only. Because every time the law wrote something, you had a different way to understand it, and so you came and said, "Dey, nee pesradhu yaru, na pesradhu correct." Tomorrow what will happen? Someone else will come and say, "Ama pa pesradhu correct da." So what will the law will come and say? "Oh, my mistake. Thappa eluditen. Sari manachiru, thiruppi eludren." And then he writes once again. And then he changes the law. Then he brings something else. Then we come and say, "Oh, ipdi pestiya, idhula idhu prachane irukku." And then he'll come and say, "Ayyo manachiru, thiruppi eludren." And then you will come and say, "Idhaanda prachane." And then he'll come and say, "Dey, uttra." Yes or no? Yes or no? The one subject which I have changes every single year on 1st February with the form of very famous thing in the India called as budget. People are not excited about India's budget. No one cares. No one cares. They are more excited about the second half of the budget, where it comes and says what is happening in tax. Because they would have thought about something and been doing it for all these years, and every year they'll open the budget and they'll be waiting. Dey, நான் பண்றது கொஞ்சம் மட்டும் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிராதரா, இன்னும் எனக்கு காசு வேணும், இன்னும் எனக்கு காசு வேணும், இன்னும் எனக்கு காசு வேணும். திடீர்னு பார்த்தா அந்த சேஞ்ச் வந்துச்சு. Now what has happened? Your clients will come and say, "Sir, change வந்துச்சு sir." And you'll be like, "Ayyo, சரி திருப்பி பேக்கலாம்." So then we'll again start rereading again. Then we'll start one more item. Then we'll find one more item. Then we'll go to client and come and say, "Sir, ஆமா இப்போ நான் இது கண்டுபிடிச்சேன் sir, இது பண்ணலாம்." And then you'll run with that. Then next year you'll again come and wait. "Ayyo, change பண்ணிராதரா, change பண்ணிராதரா, change பண்ணிராதரா." Yes or no? Yes or no? People look at it very differently. You as an individual will look at it very differently, because you want lower taxes. So every time you'll go to government, you'll come and say, "Change the tax rate, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down." As a CA, we will not come and look for tax rates. Doesn't matter to us. Yes or no? For us, what is more important? நான் பண்றது மட்டும் change பண்ணிராத, இல்லைன்னா பிரச்சனை ஆயிடும். Yes, so people look at it very differently. Our roles of CA itself has become so complicated. Our subject itself is so dynamic enough in nature that every year it keeps changing. And so every year you have to find a new thing for yourself. Illana, you will go out of business. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. We are still not in the subject. We are still only in the word called as laws. Tax varla innu. We're still in the word called as purida. Yes. You know how deep you have to go into the subject. Yes. If you have cleared foundation just reading Contract Act, there is something called consensus addendum, consideration. Have you read the definition of consideration properly? Have you read the definition of consideration properly? What does it starts with? Anyone? Mug up experts? What is the definition of consideration? Anyone? I don't remember. I know there is do something or abstain from doing, done something or abstain from doing, to do something or abstain from to doing. என்ன ஒரு டூயிங் டூயிங் வந்துன்னு இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் 4 தடவை திருப்பி ஒரு டூயிங் வரும். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் கன்சிடரேஷன் வேர்ட் வரும். என்னடா டூயிங் டூயிங்னு இருக்கு, கன்சிடரேஷன் எங்க இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தா திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கு. படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? Did you understand the definition? Did you understand the definition? சும்மா படிச்சிட்டீங்க அவ்வளவுதான். Yes or no? Yes or no? Changes today. Changes today. In my subject, one definition also, if you come and mug up, no, I'll screw you. That's all. Doesn't happen. Okay. I will tell you why, what, and everything is there. But yes, this class is being very silent. I'm not very happy about it. Try panunga. That's okay. Okay. I'm telling you, at this point of time, this is a closed circle. Today is the first day, so I understand you have some aversion about each other. This person will look at me differently. That person doesn't matter. 5 days later, you'll be shouting at each other only. Okay. It starts today. It starts today. If you feel like if you tell something and the other person will feel insulted about it, don't worry. Tomorrow he'll get insulted. I will ensure. Adu na paathuruven. Okay. Today in this class for the next 6 months, you are coming to insult yourself. Because the more you fall, the more you. Ketirukingla? Adu mattum ketirukingla? Yes or no? Yes. Try. It's okay. I don't want a right answer. If it was right, then I would have not come to the class itself. Neengale padichirukalam. Okay. You have come here to fail. Only for you to ensure that you pass when? May 24 or November 24? அது மட்டும் இருக்குல்ல, அதுக்கு மட்டும் இருக்குல்ல, அப்போ எதுக்கு? Yes or no? Yes. Let's now read the definition of tax. Let's now read the definition of tax. Let's see how it works. What does it say? A tax is a mandatory fees or a financial charge levied to collect revenue from public works providing the best facilities and infrastructure. It's a tax levy. It's a tax levy which is done on public infrastructures and all those things. Yes. Your mom collecting some swear jar. She's going to keep it forever or she's going to use it for something? She's going to use it for something. It's going to benefit the family. She's not going to come and buy a cake for her tomorrow and come and eat the cake saying you swear so I ate a cake. Tomorrow the cake will also come for you only. Yes or no? Yes, so it's going to benefit the family. The government is also thinking the same lines. He's collecting taxes from you so that he can put his in pockets. Correct? No? He's collecting because he can put it in his pockets. Yes or no? No, what is it for then? To provide necessary infrastructure and facilities. Yes or no? Yes, that is what the underlying intention is. Whether it's happening or not is not something which I should debate about. Okay, that we can discuss about later. Right now, that is what the intention is. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, coming back to the same question. Who can levy taxes? Who can levy taxes? Can your mom levy taxes? Can your mom levy taxes? Yes. Can the government levy taxes? That is confident. Can king levy taxes? Yes. King can also levy taxes. Can that gunda levy taxes? Possibly yes. Possibly yes. So which means when you see the word government, you also now need to figure out who do you mean by government. Yes or no? Because right now I am telling you that everyone is levying taxes. Everyone is levying taxes. Now my discussion comes to the fact that who can levy rightful taxes? Who can levy rightful taxes? Right now you will come and say government. Right now you will come and say government. My question is, how did you decide it is government? Where is it given that it should be government? Just because Modi is coming on the stage and coming and saying, buy your beno, nalikilende 2000 rupees work agadana matram work agada. Should be there somewhere. Yes or no? Should be there somewhere. Summa Modi sonale aidoma. Obviously he's told it because it is written somewhere. Or someone has given him powers to write it somewhere. Hello? Yes or no? Yes. So tomorrow you're coming and saying taxes can be levied by government. Who is telling that? Who is telling that? Did you all together decide that tax should be levied by government? Did you all come and decide? Naalukku you sat on a round table conference. Let's sit together. Naalukku indha Modi da naalukku tax pay panna poran sonningla. Appo who decided? Should be someone, no? Should be someone, no? Who decided? Singma thittu. Neeku vandirke first class ke enak theriyum. He was there in my last batch, cheater guy. Yes, have you heard about this very fancy term called as constitution? You would have read it somewhere in 6th or 7th standard in a subject called as civics. We would have never learnt it in life. Edo or subject irukku, 30 marks it will come. 20 marks will be 50 marks will be history, 30 marks will be civics, 20 marks will be geography. Somehow we passed it. எஸ் ஆர் நோ? அங்கே தான் நாங்கள் படித்தோம் கவர்மெண்ட். அது ஒரே ஒரு டெஃபினேஷன் மட்டும் தான் ஞாபகம் இருக்கும் லைஃப் லாங். கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் ஆஃப் த பீப்புள், ஃபார் த பீப்புள், பை த பீப்புள். அது தவிர அந்த மொத்த சிவிக்ஸில் என்ன இருக்குது யாருக்குமே தெரியாது. அண்ட் நோ ஹார்ட் ஃபீலிங், ஈவன் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ. எஸ், there you would have learnt a very famous thing called as constitution. Called as, there is a very famous thing called as Constitution of India. Have you ever heard about it or have you ever understood about it? What do you mean by this Constitution of India? Question to you. Indian Contract Act படிச்சீங்க? Indian Contract Act படிச்சீங்க? Who brought the Indian Contract Act? Government? Government, no? Correct? Correct? Government is you and me only, no? We only brought the Contract Act. Correct? Did you sit and bring it? Your old janam, what do you call it? Previous birth. 1872 la. You decided let's bring Contract Act. Correct? Who gave the powers to bring Contract Act? Huh? Constitution. What is this Constitution? It's nothing but the mother law of India. What is it? Mother law of India. For everything to happen in India, there is a certain right which has to come from somewhere. There is a certain right which has to come from somewhere. This certain right is coming from something called as Constitution of India. Constitution of India. In simple words, today you and I are breathing. You and I are breathing. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think tomorrow Modi has the power to come and say, the breathing not allowed in India? No. Why? He's the government. No, he can do anything. Modi can come and say tomorrow, I'm the government. You only elected me. I have decided tomorrow you should not breathe. Illa solla mudiyuma. Why? Because you have certain fundamental rights to yourself. You have certain fundamental rights to yourself. Who decided that fundamental rights? Constitution of India. When you read it in civics, there was something called right to education, right to act, right to speech. Adukapram, right to civil rights, remedial measures, right to seek redressals, right to seek justice, something like that. Yes, in those kind of places is where it is given that you have a certain human rights to breathe. Do you think Constitution can avoid that? Which means, can Modi override it? That is where you learn your rights. That is where you learn your rights. Everything which you do right now, every single thing which you do right now is governed by someone silently, called as Constitution. Called as Constitutional. Constitution will give certain rights to someone if they want to override it. If they want to override it. A simple example I'll come and say, there is something called as Islamabad, I think, where Taliban is right now sitting, or Afghanistan, I don't remember. Afghanistan. Now in Afghanistan there is someone called as Taliban sitting. Taliban has become the new government. Taliban has become the new government, and the first thing which Taliban came and said is, I think women are not supposed to go out of the house, and one water bottle will cost you 10,000 rupees, etc., etc. Yes or no? Now, to drink water is a fundamental right for you. Yes or no? Do you think Taliban had the right over it? Do you think Taliban had the right over it? But still they're doing it. Why? Because the moment they came into power, they came and said, Constitution is no more valid for me. Constitution is no more valid for me, which means they rewrote the Constitution and they came and said, going forward, I am the power authority and I want to charge 10,000 rupees on water. If you don't want to drink, you don't drink. I don't care. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So everything which you do runs by something called as Constitution, which is nothing but your mother law. Which is nothing but your mother law. This mother law basically comes and says that if you want to do something in India, it should be authorized by the Constitution. It should be authorized by the Constitution. One of the part of this Constitution gives the powers to Government of India to levy taxes. To levy taxes, which means going forward, if the Oteri guy comes and says, I want a tax from you, I want tax from you, you have two options. Either you can pay and sit silent, or you can go and fight. You can go and fight, coming and saying, you are not authorized to levy taxes because the only authority is there with Government of India. Yes or no? After that, you'll be killed. That's a different story. But legally, you can do it. Legally, you can do it. Yes or no? Yes. That is where the understanding comes. That is where the understanding comes. Please understand, every single thing is governed by something, and the main person who governs everything is called as Constitution of India. Constitution of India. If I have to give you a simple example, you have phones. right? And every company had this certain stupid policy saying that if you want to repair your phone, you can only repair it in my authorized center. If you go and repair it somewhere else, then I will take away the warranty from you. Yes or no? Yes or no? About a month back, there was something introduced in the Constitution of India called as right to repair. What? Right to repair. This was a new amendment made in Constitution of India called as right to repair, which now comes and says that if a person has a damaged electronic, he has the right to get it repaired from any single person and cannot be enforced by the company, which means tomorrow if you go to Samsung and your phone is damaged, you can go to a local person, get it repaired, and tomorrow also a warranty is fully valid. If you want to go back to Samsung cannot debate about the fact that I will not get it serviced for you. It will have to be serviced because now you have a constitutional right to repair. Purida Purilia? Yes or no? Yes, this is how anything in India works. If you are asked to wear a helmet on the road, it is because there is a certain act called as Motor Vehicles Act. There is a certain act called as Motor Vehicles Act which comes and says that you should wear a helmet or else you will have a fine. This Motor Vehicle Act has come from a constitution called as right to safety. Possibly. I don't know, I am giving an example. Purida Purilia. Yes, everything flows from somewhere. There is a certain pattern to something. If you understand the pattern only, things can work properly. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So the question to you is very simple. A person wearing a lungi and coming to your home asking for taxes, is it valid tax or not? Why? How did you decide? What if he's from the income tax department? So can you look at his appearance and decide whether he is collecting taxes or not? What is the legal validity? His authority. So it doesn't matter whether a person wears a chappal and come or a lungi and come or wears a blazer and come. Just because I wear a blazer and I come and say I am a CA, pay me taxes, now you cannot give me something. If you want, you can give that. Yes, as of now, I need a certain authority. And authority does not come by your appearance, it comes by your identity. So even a person wearing a lungi can collect taxes from you as long as he is from the income tax department. Yes or no? Yes or no? Purida. Yes, we have now broken word 2 words. One word left. Income. One word left, income. Don't worry. This is my forte. I cannot come and tell you what is an income right now because this is the second part of the chapter. So we are going to defer it a little bit. Which means kind of done with the subject name. Called as income tax. Purida. Everyone. Interesting till now? Tired acha? Purida. Yes. Okay, great. Yes, this is what the basic introduction of this chapter is. I'm going to show you a certain amount of taxes. Okay, for those who think taxes can be only income taxes, let me break that notion. I'll show you a certain amount of taxes. Look at it, you will understand how bad law can go. I don't know if this will work, but yeah, it does work. Awesome. The first tax which we're talking about is fat tax. Rahul, is it legal? Yes. Where is it legal, Rahul? Japan. Where is it legal? It is legal in Japan. Japan came and said that boss, they literally measured and they came and said, if your waistline goes about a certain radius, you are supposed to pay me something called as fat tax. Why did they introduce this? Think about it and tell me. Why do you think people introduce taxes? They found people in Japan are becoming very unhealthy with junk food and everything. So therefore they came and said, boss, I'm introducing something called as fat tax so that you become healthy. Slim na. You become healthy. Yes or no? Yes. Taxes can be as stupid as this. Don't worry, we are coming forward. Okay. In now, junk food tax. Junk food tax is in Hungary. Hungary basically came and said, Perle Hungary irukku. பேர்லே ஹங்கேரி இருக்கு. That country came and said, boss, people are eating too much junk food in my country. People are eating too much junk food in my country. So if you want to eat junk food, you have to pay an additional item called as junk food tax. This is almost similar to our alcohol in India. This is almost similar to our alcohol in India. For those who understand, alcohol in India is very costly. It's very costly. Not because alcohol is costly. It is because government is collecting way too much taxes on alcohol in the form of VAT and all other items. In form of VAT and all other items, something similar. Something similar. Foreign countries and all don't ask for so much tax on alcohol because they feel it's a normal thing. India feels it's not a normal thing. You are a luxurious person if you are drinking alcohol. I don't know why. Yes? It's getting worse. We have something called as beer tax. Fortunately, not for women's. Only for men. Only for men. It was there in Russia. It was there in Russia. Russia basically came and said that our country is very civilized country. Very civilized country. So I want people to have a very clean face coming to me, working professionally and everything. But people started getting all this fancy trend and all to create beards and all. So they put something called as beard tax. They came and said, boss, if you create a beard after a certain length, you are treated as not having a civilized face. Not having a civilized face. So I will levy something called as a penalty of beard tax. Penalty of beard tax. Rahul, is it legal? Yes. Why? Because their constitution permits it. Who are you to ask? Yes or no? Yes or no? So which means a constitution can be as bad as possible. It can be as bad as possible. It depends on the country. Depends on the country. Yes or no? Yes or no? So tomorrow, if Modi comes and says, tomorrow you cannot breathe, can it be enforced? Possibly yes, provided constitution is changed. Who are you to say no? Yes or no? If they change constitution, all the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members change of the constitution, come and say there should be a certain levy of breathing going forward. Possible, not possible? Hey, when stupid things like beer tax come, who are you to deny it? Yes or no? Yes or no? The point is, things are not logical. Things are legal. Things are not logical. Things are legal. My subject itself is not logical. My whole subject is legal only. Okay, I'll show you things which are as stupid as possible. Only because of the fact that constitution allows it. This and all is useless. Worst, we brought a tax called as English school tax in Bangladesh. Why? To improve? Nothing. You would have learned this very famous thing in economics called as brain drain. If you have not learned, you have not done it 12th standard properly. There is something called as brain drain. What is brain drain meaning is, you take all the resources of your country, you learn from your country, and then you move to another country. You move to another country. Bangladesh people started facing this problem that people started learning in English school so that they can learn English. The moment they started learning English, they came and said Bangladesh is a very poor country, cheap country, does not work in this country and all that, and they started moving out of country, moving to India, moving to US and all those things. So Bangladesh is now doing what? They came and said, boss, I will levy something called as English school tax. If you want to study in English school, you have to pay more school fees. You have to pay more school fees so that people stop reading in English. They start reading only Bangladeshi. If you know only Bangladeshi, can you go to another country? Is it helping the country? It's not helping your own country, but they're okay. They're like, boss, it's better than letting people go. Let the people be poor, I don't mind. At least they're my people. Yes or no? Wow. Enna tax one? Stupidest logic. They came and said, in Italy there are some very famous tourist monuments. They came and said, boss, people standing in front of the tourist monuments and their shadow reflecting on the tourist monument is hiding the tourist monument, and so tourists are not able to watch it properly. You're standing in front of a monument. Because of you standing in front of a monument, you are not hiding the monument. Shadow is hiding the monument. Because of which my tourist attraction is becoming degraded now. So therefore I am levying a penalty on you if you stand in front of my monument called as. வச்சு வாங்க அவ்வளோதான். Same thing. புரியுதா? Yes or no? Yes. For those who are thinking taxes in the world are sane, no, I'm sorry. Taxes can be as stupid as this and as stupider as income tax. Okay? Because obviously it is your income. Why the hell do you want to pay tax to someone? They need an earn parna. You put all your efforts, you put all your money, you put all your blood and heart into it, and you earn some 100 rupees. Government suddenly comes to you one day and comes and says, you want 100 rupees, give me 30 rupees. Hey, நீ என்னடா பண்ண இதுக்கு? Why should you give him 30 rupees? Did he work for you? Then stupid only, no? But it works because it is Constitution of India. Yes or no? At least in shadow tax and all, what was happening? You were doing something. You were doing something which was spoiling them, maybe. Here you did not do anything. You legally just earned your own income. அதுக்காக அவன் வந்து tax கேக்குறான். Yes or no? Yes. Which is more stupider? Both are stupid only. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes. Now let's get into the subject. Polama. Yes. Great. This is my introduction class. Now you understand how my subject works. Yes. The whole batch is going to go like this. The whole batch is going to go like this. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to expect more talking. If you're going to sit silent like this, gone only. Okay. You will see by the next class what happens. Okay. Prepare yourself. One day, first day, leverage. Adanala uttan. Next day, paakalam. Okay. But this is how the whole pattern is. Get ready. That's what I would say. Get ready. Nalikku stand up in the class, kalambu class, ellame aidum. Okay. Figure yourself out. Okay. But the point is, we are now entering in the subject called as income tax laws. Income tax laws. For the next 2 days, we are just going to understand what the subject means. We're just going to understand what the subject means before we get into the technicality of it. Okay. Like I told you, if you have to learn the subject called as income tax laws, there is certain person only who can levy tax. There is only a certain person who can levy taxes. This person is called as government. This person is called as government, and the government is able to levy taxes only because of the fact that there is something called as constitution. Because something called as constitution. Now, which part of the constitution? What part of the constitution? There is a constitution called as article number 265. What? Article number 265 in Constitution of India. The article number 265 in Constitution of India basically came and said that if there is a tax to be levied, it can only be levied by an authority of an law. Let's read, no? What does it say? Article number 265 of the Constitution of India provides that no tax shall be levied or collected except by an authority of law. Authority of law in simple words is government. In simple words is government. Simple definition? Huh? No. Yes, no. Yes, no. Help me understand. What do you mean by levy? What do you mean by collect? What do you mean by levy? What do you mean by collect? Why did they have to bring in both the words? Why did they have to bring in both the words? I could have might as well come and said, no tax can be levied except by an authority of law. It still makes sense. Does it still make sense? Still makes sense, no? No tax can be levied other than by an authority of law. Why did they have to bring the word collect? Why did they have to bring the word collect? At the same time, if you think no tax can be collected except by an authority of law, still makes sense. Why did you have to bring both the words? Fancy English, that's why we brought it. Or is there some logic? Should be some logic. Every word has a meaning. Yes. Why did you need the word levy also? Why did you need the word collect also? Think about it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Think about this example where what has happened is government has put the word no tax shall be levied except by an authority of law. Except by an authority of law, which means now the government has the power to levy taxes. Government has the power to levy taxes. Modi comes to the stage and comes and says, bhai aur behno, kal se 30% tax. Kal se 30% tax, which means he is going to levy 30% tax. Okay. He said he will levy 30% tax. You also said, okay, 30% tax. Day after tomorrow, assessing officer, income tax department comes to your home and comes and says, pay me the 30% tax because Modi Sarji has come and said pay 30% tax. You are saying I will not pay, get lost. He says no, constitution comes and says you have to pay. I will come and say, where does the constitution come and say to pay? Constitution comes and says to levy. Constitution comes and says to levy. Your Modi Sarkar levied it. I also accepted it. But where is it given that the Modi Sarkar can collect it also from me? Yes or no? I came and said he told me to levy, so okay, 30% I kept it in myself. I put it in a piggy bank and kept it separately. I put it in a piggy bank and put it separately. But I will not pay to you because you don't have the right to collect. You don't have the right to collect. If you don't have the right to collect, why are you asking me? Which means what will happen to the 30 rupees? It will be with me only. What will I do with it? I'll use it for other purpose. Appo tax meaning irka? No. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Now look, what is happening? The section comes and says, the article comes and says no tax can be collected except by an authority of law. No tax can be collected except by an authority of law. So what happened? Tomorrow assessing officer came to your door and came and said pay me 30 rupees. Pay me 30 rupees. You said why should I pay you 30 rupees? He said Modi Sarkar said. He's like, who the hell is Modi Sarkar? Modi Sarkar gave you the power to collect. Did it give the power to levy 30% or did it give the power to levy 5%? Did he have the power to levy 30%? He did not have the power to levy 30%, so I became the government. I am also government only, of the people, by the people, for the people. So I decided my levy is 0%. I decided my levy is right or not. You want to collect 0%. Purida Puriliya. Both the words are important. Both the words are important. One word can make an toll. One word can make a toll. That's what I told you, role of CS. To find the loopholes. Find the Andarkonda. Past and Andarko. Okay. Or maybe the person who would have created itself would have known that this is what is going to happen. So Adanala straight up put. I don't know. It's a very old constitution. I cannot debate about it. Okay. This is there from I think 1830s. So unfortunately not born back then. So don't know. Yes. The point is every word is important and you need to understand what the significance of the word is. In this they have come and said no tax can be levied other than by an authority of law. If the tax is being levied by authority of law, the collection will also happen by an authority of law. Both the words are important. Both the words are important. Imagine this example, where what has happened, the word comes and says no tax shall be levied except by an authority of law. Collect word illa. Collect word illa. Modi Sarkar came and said pay 30 rupees. Pay 30 rupees. Nalika oteri gunda pakkathile ninta. Pay me that 30 rupees. Pay me that 30 rupees. Can you say him no? Because collection can be done by anyone. Section does not prohibit, no. So Oteri Gunda came and said constitution comes and says he can only levy. So he levied, I am collecting in the kudu. Because constitution the power kutrige. Yes or no? Yes. A silence is also a power only. A silence is as good as a power. If there is not debatable questions, then he can also debate around it. Right? So if the Oteri Gunda is a little smarter and he has a CA behind him, he would have come and said, boss, you go and collect it, he will give it to you. Because ni kurtida agno, yana constitution la power illa. Yes or no? That is why both the words called levy and collect is there. Levy and collect is there. Both the words are significant. Both the words have to be kept in mind. Yes, let's read it once again. Article number 265 of the Constitution comes and says no tax shall be levied or collected by an authority of law. I told you authority of law is government. Authority of law is government. Now technically you will come and say Rahul, government is you and I only. Yes, which means we need to define a specific government. We need to define a specific government. Under governments we have created different items called as ministries. What trees? Ministries. Yes, for income taxes the ministry will be called as Ministry of Finance. It will be called as Ministry of Finance. In your foundation you had Companies Act. In the Companies Act was governed by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. My subject is governed by something called as Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance governs all the taxes, whether it is direct or indirect. It doesn't matter. All the taxes are governed by them. For direct, they will create a separate subbody. A separate subbody. For indirect taxes, they will create a separate subbody. We will discuss all those. Right now, my authority of law is Ministry of Finance. Purida. Yes. So going forward, the word government is wrong. The word government is wrong. If you come and always use the word government in front of me, I will come and ask you, can I collect it? Because even I am government. Yes or no? They have very consciously used the word authority of law and not used the word government, because nanu government da. Now like I can come and say I am also government. Modi, come to my home and make tea for me. Avanda munadi pannirkarla. Maybe he makes better tea, who knows? Adanala da kuduthirukangala illa kuduthirukka maatangala. Yes or no? Yes or no? Therefore they have used the word authority of law and not the word government. Not the word government. Purida Purilia. Yes, this is your article number 265. Now 265 gave the powers to levy taxes. But for you to levy taxes, there should be a certain law. There should be a certain law. So therefore another article was created to come and say, boss, if you want to create a law, I should give you the powers to create a law also. Because I have given the powers to government to levy taxes. But at the same time, the government should levy taxes by using certain rules and regulations, which is called as laws. So I should give them the power to also create laws. Yes. So therefore was introduced an article number 246. Was introduced an article called as 246, which came and said that 246 gives the powers to the authority of laws to create laws. To create laws. Now there are multiple laws which you can create. One which can apply to the whole of India. One which can apply to a certain state. And one where both central can also rule and state can also rule. Yes or no? Yes or no? So what they did is, on this article 246, they created a schedule. In that schedule, they came and said there are three kinds of laws which can be created. One is the law which can be created by central. One is the law which can be created by. One is the law which can be both. The one which can be created by central is called as union list. What list? It's called as union list. One which is created by state is called as state list. One which is created by both the state and central together is called as concurrent list. It's called as concurrent list. List 1, list 2, list 3. List 1 is union list, state list, concurrent list. Question to you: income tax will be paid by state or central? Will every state pay it, or will only one state pay it? Every state will pay it. Every person sitting in every state has to pay it, which means it should be done better by central or state. Therefore, my income tax is under union list. Purida Purilia. Yes, but at the same time, when my law was created, there were some issues in India in the past. The issue was because of the fact that India was an agricultural sector country. Yes or no? The only reason why British came to India was of the fact that India had good agricultural lands. Yes or no? So back from that time itself, they came and said, boss, agriculture is something which central should not hold. Because that time British was the central ruler. So they came and said, boss, let me give the powers to the state. Because will every state do agriculture? No. Which means there will be certain states only which will do agriculture, and the revenue of that agriculture should directly go to that state or should go to the central? Should go to the state. So what they came and said is, boss, if you want to levy tax on an income, you levy tax on an income, it will be done by union list, central government. But if you want to levy tax on an agricultural income, central has no more powers, it will be done by state list. So therefore, agricultural income tax is under state list. Any other income tax is under union list. Now there is one more thing called as indirect taxes. I am doing direct tax. Other paper is called as indirect taxes. In that, the very famous tax is called as GST. And for those who understand a little bit of GST, there is two types of acts inside. One is called as central GST. One is called as state GST. Which means you will understand, for one law itself there are central also working, state also working, which means that should be part of concurrent list. Purida Purilia. Yes, I am doing a part of indirect taxes also. Now like a Ganesh Vandamodu, Rahul has already teach you go forward. Seriya? And the confidence kuda illa. Yes. So what are we doing? We are doing income tax under union list, agriculture income tax under state list, GST under concurrent list. Rahul, what is a part of my syllabus? As a part of your syllabus is union list. As a part of your syllabus is union list. I will not teach you agriculture income tax. Rahul, why are you not teaching me agriculture income tax? Because it's not in the syllabus. Why is it not in the syllabus, Rahul? Because every state will have their own laws. If you have to read 38 states or laws, you will also get mad. I will also get mad. Okay, so state taxes are not covered as a part of syllabuses. We only cover central taxes. We only cover central taxes and concurrent taxes, obviously. So Ganesh will teach you what is called as GST. I will teach you what is called as income tax. Income tax or direct tax. Income tax or direct tax. So therefore, my scope lies with any kind of income tax other than tax on agricultural income. Other than tax on agricultural income. Purida, Purilia. Everyone. Hey, everyone is comfortable with Tamil. Yes, understood till now? Perfect. So this is what my scope is. But yes, if I have to make you understand what is my subject and what is Ganesh's subject, I need to first differentiate between both the subjects. I need to first differentiate between both the subjects. Therefore, there are two words. One is called as direct tax, one is called as... Now I see two words. Can you help me understand what do you mean by this? I have two words. One is called as direct tax, one is called as indirect tax. What is the difference? Rahul, what comes indirect is called as indirect. Correct? Huh? What comes in direct is called as indirect. Or what comes in direct is called as direct. What is direct? What is indirect? Okay. Means you said direct means we directly pay to government. Indirect means who will pay to government? You pay to vendor. You pay to the buyer or seller? Apani vendor customer? Yes. So what is direct tax? Directly paying to the government. Okay. What is indirect tax? Indirectly paying to the government. இப்படி தானே எழுதிருப்பீங்க ஸ்கூல்ல. Don't worry, laws are also like that only. What is direct tax? What is not an indirect tax? Anything which is not an indirect tax is called as direct tax. அப்போ what is indirect tax? Anything which is not a direct tax is indirect. என்ன ஒன்று தானே அப்படி தானே படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. கம்பெனி இஸ் அ கம்பெனி which is company under Companies Act. டேய் என்னடா கேட்டேன் நான், கம்பெனி தானே கேட்டேன். What do you mean is my question. Simple layman language. What do you mean by direct tax? What do you mean by indirect tax? If you're telling me that something is levied directly on a person, something is levied directly on a person, what would it be levied on normally? His income. It will be levied on his income. So what do you mean by direct tax? It's a tax levied on income. It's a tax levied on income of the person. Coming to indirect tax, I'm telling you that the tax is not levied on the person directly. It is levied indirectly in the form of his consumption. In the form of his consumption, meaning it's levied on his goods or services. It's levied on his goods and services. Goods and services which he gives or goods or services which he consumes. Can I come and say then GST is levied on expenditure then? Not exactly, but somewhat. Not exactly, but somewhat. Yes, because direct tax is levied on my income. If I earn, I pay. Indirect tax is levied when I collect something, which means when I spend for it, I have to pay extra money called as. Yes or no? Yes. So indirectly, indirect taxes are expenditure payment. Indirectly expenditure payment. Direct tax is more income payment. Yes or no? Yes or no? One layman understanding. Layman understanding. I'm not telling it is right. Layman understanding. This is what the understanding is. Yes. So I can come and say indirect tax is a tax on my consumption. Tax on my consumption. What consumption? Goods and services. Rahul, what is goods? What is goods? Types of goods kekla. What is goods? Simple amustama. Yeah. Physical product, if I sell you, I can do that, but it's human trafficking. Legal. Alcohol is legal, illegal? Alcohol is legal, illegal? Liquor, daru. Kudcha legal. What is goods? Simple amushtama. Goods is something which is defined under Sale of Goods Act. படிச்சிங்களா படிக்கலையா? டேய் சர்டிஃபிகேட் இருக்குல்ல வீட்டில் இல்லை வரலையா இன்னும்? வந்துச்சா ஃபவுண்டேஷன் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வீட்டுக்கு? அதனால தான் இவ்வளோ தைரியம் இருக்குல்ல, வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தெரியும், சிங்கமாக இருக்கும். எஸ், goods is something which is defined under Sale of Goods Act. It is defined under Sale of Goods Act. All what is services, I don't know. There was earlier an act called as Service Tax Act. There was an earlier act called as Service Tax Act which defined what is service taxes. Now services are defined under GST. It is defined under GST. So I don't have to debate about it. Services means anything which you do which does not have a physical presence. Simple terms. Physical presence illamodhu it's service. Yes or no? Yes. GST la he'll come and tell you how to define whether something is a good or a service. I don't want to discuss about it. Right now this is what the understanding is. Clear, not clear? Yes. So taxes are levied on an income, then it is called as direct tax. Taxes are levied on the consumption, it is called as indirect tax. It is called as indirect taxes. Can I come and say that the handwriting ஒரு மாதிரியா இருக்கு? Shifting of tax burden. Shifting of tax burden is not allowed under direct taxes, is allowed under indirect tax. Did you understand this part? Did you understand this part? What did you mean by shifting of tax burden? புரிஞ்சுதா உங்களுக்கு somewhere? What did you understand? When I wrote the word shifting of tax burden, what came to your head? What came to you? Think about it. Think about it. Today I am teaching you. Today I am teaching you. For some reason I am being paid for teaching you. Yes or no? Now don't sit and calculate, Rahul, there are 25 students, I paid so much, there are 8 faculties divided by 8, so Rahul ki ivlo vandirukum adanal. Okay. Point is, I am teaching. I am earning something called as income. I am earning something called as income. Government is asking me to pay taxes. Can I come and say, Hari sir, I am teaching because of you only. I am teaching because of you only. That useless person is coming and asking me taxes. You do one thing, you pay for me. சொல்ல முடியுமா? ஏண்டா? It's my income. It's my income. So I have the burden to pay the taxes. Have I earned the income or Hari sir earned the income? I have earned my income. Hari sir has earned in his income. So he will pay his taxes. I will pay my taxes. Yes or no? Yes or no? Come to the GST example. Come to the GST example. I don't know if you'll understand this right now. Maybe Ganesh will tell it to you better, but just a simple example. Just a simple example. Assuming you are in the manufacturing of Apple. Of Apple, no? You're in the manufacturing of Apple iPhones. Manufacturing of Apple iPhones. There is a certain sequence of people who will be involved. There will be a certain sequence of people who will be involved. First will be the supplier. Yes or no? Supplier of what? Raw materials. You'll need the camera product, you'll need the screen, all those things will be required. You think Apple makes all those? They will bring it from someone. Yes. So it will come from the supplier to the manufacturer. Yes or no? Yes or no? From manufacturer it will go to assembler. என்னடா assembler? For those who understand, Apple does not make a single iPhone. Apple does not make a single iPhone. The only responsibility of Apple is அங்க phone வாங்குவாங்க, சாப்பா போடுவாங்க, இந்தா வெச்சுக்கோ. That's what Apple does. Apple's job is only to put that பாதி சாப்பிடுறது சேப், அவ்வளவுதான். That is what their responsibility is, which means there is a person which they have, a big person called as Foxconn. A big person called as Foxconn. Foxconn's responsibility is to bring all the raw materials, make the iPhone. Make the iPhone. Apple tomorrow will come and say, in the iPhone ku mela inda chapa podno. Foxconn will come and say, okay sir, inda sir chapa, inda assembling vechukonga. So the chapa will happen at assembler stage. Chapa will happen at assembler stage. Then it will go to wholesaler. Yo, wholesaler, retailer and customer. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now today iPhone is selling at, how many has iPhones here? How many of you have iPhone? Appa Akasa? Yarra? Appa, okay. If you had someone like that, tell me no. Yes. Yes. So you have an iPhone. Right now the price is somewhere going around lakh and 50,000. Lakh and 50,000. That is for your consumption. That is for your consumption. Do you think the supplier itself would have sold it for 1,50,000? Supplier would have had only 10,000 worth of cost. Supplier would have only 10,000 worth of cost. Now he sold it to manufacturer. When he sells it to manufacturer, will he levy an invoice of 10,000? No. He will come and say, sir, I have given you something. There is something on me called as GST. There is something on me called as GST. I have been asked by the government of India to collect from you 18% GST. Example, how much? 18%. So he will levy 1,800. Yes or no? Calculator irka vechikonga thevapadu. How much is this? 11,800. Now manufacturer will pay the supplier. Manufacturer will pay the supplier 11,800. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now when manufacturer paid the supplier 11,800, he paid 10,000 for the price of the product plus 1,800 for the GST. For the GST. Now assuming this manufacturer has the product, he has done no change on it. He has done no change on it. Just like that he sold it. Just like that he sold it. He will sell it for 10,000 rupees. Correct? He will sell it for 10,000 rupees. Correct? No, he will sell it for more because he wants profit. So manufacturer gave it for 60,000 rupees. Gave it for 60,000 rupees. Now government of India requires 60,000 rupees. Kamala, he has to charge 18% GST. Number 72. 10,800. Number is 70,800. 70,800. Now the assembler will pay the manufacturer 70,800. With me till here? Yes. Now someone has collected GST. Who has collected? Who has collected? First supplier has collected how much? 1,800. Then manufacturer has collected 10,800. Now this 1,800 which the supplier has, he can keep it with himself. Why? I collected, no? I have to pay it to the government. Yes or no? So what will happen? This supplier will pay this 1,800 to government. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now come to the manufacturer. Manufacturer has to pay 10,800. Think about it. This 60,000 rupees already includes this 10,000 rupees. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Yes. So if I tell him that he has to pay 18% on 60,000, he will come and say, sir, on the 10,000 can you collect money. I should not pay for that 10,000 rupees. I would only like to pay for 50,000. I would only like to pay for 50,000. Yes or no? Yes or no? So he will go to the government and come and say, sir, you have asked me to pay 10,800. You have asked me to pay 10,800. I have already paid to supplier who has paid it to you 1,800. I will only pay to you 9,000. Yes or no?
Yes.
At the end of the day, government has got 9,000 from me, 1,800 from him. Totally he got 10,800. Totally he got 10,800. This 10,800 has manufacturer paid, has supplier paid. No, who has paid? Wholesaler has paid it. When wholesaler paid me 10,800, that 10,800 less the 9,000 I paid, 1,800 supplier paid. At the end of the day, who incurred the cost? Who incurred the cost? Wholesaler incurred the cost. Yes or no? Yes or no? In simple words, wholesaler wrote 10,800 vandittu 9,000 na pay panna, 1,800 where yaro pay panna. But kadasila vandittu ella loss vandittu yaar kaachu? Wholesaler only had the whole loss. Did manufacturer incur a loss? No. Did supplier incur a loss? No. He got his whole 10,000. Manufacturer also got his whole 50,000 profit. 50,000 profit. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now assembler goes to wholesaler. He comes and sells it for 1 lakh. He comes and sells it for 1 lakh. Assembler is coming and saying, government is asking me to pay GST number is 18,000. Therefore, wholesaler has to pay him 1,18,000. 1,18,000. Assembler will come and say, sir, 18,000 rupees I have collected from wholesaler. I will keep it in my pocket. No, I have to pay to government. He will come and say, sir, 18,000 I am supposed to pay you. 18,000 I am supposed to pay you. 10,800 I have already paid from my pocket. I will not pay you that 10,800. So I will pay only 7,200. Government has got 1,800 plus 9,000 plus total is 18,000. This 18,000 has now been paid by wholesaler. Terida. Come to the last case. Wholesaler to retailer. This has become 1,20,000. I have to levy number 21,600. Number is now 1,41,600. Retailer has to pay to government 21,600. He says, I have already paid 18,000. Therefore, I will only pay you 3,600. 3,600. Retailer goes to customer. Customer comes and says, charges 1,50,000. Charges 1,50,000, but you have to pay me 18% GST, number 20. Therefore, customer has paid 27 to the retailer. Retailer has to pay to government 27,000. He has already paid to government 21,600. So he will pay to government 5,400. 5,400. Government has got 1,800, 9,000, 7,200, 3,600, 5,400. Totally government has got 27,000. This 27,000 has been paid by supplier, correct? Has been paid by manufacturer, correct? Has been paid by assembler, correct? Has been paid by retailer, correct? Has been paid by customer. How? Customer paid 27,000 to one person, which in various parts has gone to government. The burden initially was with manufacturer, got shifted to assembler, got shifted to wholesaler, got finally to customer. Because taxes on indirect tax are levied on your consumption. Ultimate consumer was customer. So he paid the whole tax. Yes or no? This is called a shifting of burden. Rahul, this item which you are noticing, this 10,800 removed, this 18,000 removed, this 21,600 removed. What the hell is this called, Rahul? We call it as ITC. It is not your ITC hotels. It is input tax credit. I had paid tax when I bought something, so that is called as my input tax. I am claiming it against my payment which I have to collect. That is called as output tax. So setting off something from my output tax using my input tax is called as input tax credit. Is a concept only applicable under indirect taxes. Is a credit only applicable under indirect taxes. Rahul, same logic I can also use for my income tax, no? I can come and say, Rahul, I earned 1 lakh worth of income. Tomorrow I paid 10,000 rupees for my expenses. So therefore, whatever tax I paid on my income, I will set it off against my expense tax, correct? No. Puriliya. Today I earned 1 lakh worth of income. Government asked me to pay 30 rupees tax. 1 lakh ka 30% becomes 30,000. Yes, tomorrow this 1 lakh rupees I'll keep it in my pocket or I will spend it. I will spend. So tomorrow can I go to government and come and say, sir, I spent for giving a gift to my girlfriend. Therefore, I want the credit of the 30,000 which I paid to you. No. Hey, spendo ஆச்சுமா. Girlfriend கேட்டுட்டாங்க, டாக்ஸ் வாங்கிட்ட. கொடுக்க முடியாதா? ஷூரா? ஏமா? Why? Technically it will happen. Technically it will happen. Why? Because next year you will have an income. Next year this is an expense. Next year you will set off your income with the expense. Next year your income kamala you will pay tax. Income is nothing but lesser of that 1 lakh rupees. Yes or no? Yes or no? Shifting of burden is not exactly happening, but the more you incur expenses, the more your income will fall. The more your income will fall. The more the income falls, the less the tax. The less the tax. Yes or no? This is what your third concept is. This is what your third concept is. Third concept is called as direct tax being progressive in nature. What in nature? Indirect tax being regressive in nature. Indirect tax being regressive in nature. Rahul, what the hell is progressive in nature means? It means higher the income, higher the tax. More you earn, more you pay. More you earn, more you pay. Imagine, no, I am a poor guy earning 1 lakh rupees per month. I am a poor guy earning 1 lakh rupees per month. My tax will be 30,000 rupees per month. My tax will be 30,000 rupees per month. Ambani guy, rich, 1 crore per month. He will pay 30 lakhs per month. He will pay 30 lakhs per month. The more the income, the more the taxes. The more the income, the more the taxes. Therefore, it is progressive in nature. The richer you become, the more you pay to government. The richer you become, the more you pay to government. Appo Rahul, what is indirect tax? Regressive in nature, which means the poorer you are, the more the tax. Correct? Here it is more the income, more the tax. There it is poor the person, more the tax. Correct? No. Correct? No. Adane. Hey, more the income, more the tax. Na poor the person, more the tax. Appo thane regressive irukum. Illana progressive thane irukum. Hey, correct ah illaya? Yes or no? No. Regressive does not mean poor the person, more the tax. It means regardless of your income, your tax will be the same. Regardless of your income, the tax will be the same. In simple words, if I buy an iPhone of 1,50,000, I have to pay a GST of 27,000. If I buy an iPhone of 1,50,000, I have to pay a GST of 27,000. If Ambani buys 1,50,000 worth of iPhone, he also has to pay GST of 27,000. Will anyone come and say, no, Ambani has bought the iPhone 1,50,000, so he has to pay 10,000 worth of GST? No. GST will remain the same, because at the end of the day, we both are consumers. We both are consumers. When you are a consumer, we don't look at whether you are rich or poor. We look at the value of the amount. That's all. If we are both paying 1,50,000, we both will pay the same GST. At this point of time, I am not looking at whether Ambani is richer or I am poorer. Yes or no? Yes or no? So that is called as regressive natures. That is called as regressive natures. Direct tax is progressive, meaning more the income, more the tax. Indirect tax is regressive in nature, meaning regardless of the income, same the tax. Regardless of the income, same the tax. Purida, Purilia. Everyone? Yes. What are the examples for this? Direct taxes, income tax. Direct taxes, income tax. Indirect taxes, GST. Do you know any other tax? VAT is abolished. Customs, very good. Anything else? Property tax is income direct tax. Property tax is direct tax. I'm talking about indirect tax. What is luxury tax? What is luxury for you? GST, that is. You don't pay luxury tax. It is called a GST compensation tax. The more the luxurious item, the more the tax on it. Anything else? Have you heard about something called as excise? Excise duty. Yes. Yes. This is also one thing. This is also one thing. Earlier, back in the days before 2017, you had 3 kinds of indirect taxes. You have 3 kinds of indirect taxes. One was called as excise duty, VAT, and service tax. Excise duty, VAT, and service tax. All the 3 were abolished and was introduced something called as goods and services tax. Goods and services tax. Appo Rahul, why have you written excise duty? Because excise duty is still there. It's still there because they came and said, boss, excise duty is a state tax. What tax? State tax. And all the states came and said, boss, liquor and all, I will not let government take money. Which government? Central government. Central government. So all states came and said, liquor is my main source of income. Liquor is my main source of income. If I take that as a part of GST, central will start earning from my money, not giving. Not giving. So they came and said, boss, please keep liquor out of GST. Let excise still be there. Let excise still be there because excise was a state law. Excise was a state law. So every state came and said, let the liquor be a part of excise duty so that I will keep collecting excise duty. I will keep becoming rich. I will keep becoming rich. India, there is only one thing which is very famous. Everyone knows, right? So therefore they came and said, GST liquor varadu. GST liquor varadu. When Ganesh comes and tells to the class, he will come and say definition of goods. Goods means goods as per Sale of Goods Act, except for liquor, except for alcoholic liquor for home consumption. Except for alcoholic liquor for home consumption, not for industrial consumption. What do you mean by industrial consumption? You know cough syrup has liquor. Even cough syrup has alcohol. That and all they cannot stop. That and all they cannot stop. That and all has to be a part of GST only. So they came and said, if you are buying alcoholic liquor for home consumption, if you are buying alcoholic liquor for Rahul home consumption, veete poi kudichada illa. Nee road la kudichalo home consumption da. Okay, you go on the road, you buy on the road, you drink on the road, you make noise on the road, you fall on the road, all covered. Okay, home consumption, it should not be industrial use, that's all. Okay, so any kind of alcoholic liquor for home consumption is excluded from the purview of GST, is a part of excise duty, Purida, yes, I am taking slow by slow GST also, but he will also cover the balance. He will only cover the balance. This is what the basic is. Clear? Everyone? Yes.
Income increases, tax rate also increases progressive tax. The purchase increases, the GST tax also.
Correct. But the point is, the purchase can be done by anyone. You need not have to be richer for being the purchase, right? Tomorrow an iPhone is going to be sold at 1,50,000 only. Will Ambani come and say, I am richer, so I want it at 2 lakh rupees?
They should pay more. Same way, they want more purchase, the tax rate.
Obviously. But that's not higher the, see, it's not, I understand, that's what I'm telling. See, the point is, it's not, progressive means higher the income, higher the tax. In indirect tax, it's not higher the income, higher the tax. It's higher the consumption, higher the tax. Right? Progressive means if you are paying more to the government, you are richer person. And India will also evolve because of you. Think about it. India is more bothered about richer people or poorer people? India is more bothered about poorer people or richer people? Richer people. Why? Because the more tax they give, the more GDP increases. The more GDP increases, what happens? More better facilities for you. Yes or no? So are they bothered about poorer people or richer people? They're bothered about richer people. So they come and say the more the income is of India, the progress of India will be more. Yes or no? That is why we come and say US is a developed country, because the per capita income of US is a lot better, whereas the per capita income of India is a little lesser. Yes or no? So the higher the income which is earned by a person, the more the progress the country makes. That is what is meant by progressive. Progressive does not mean talking on the consumption level. Progressive means talking on the income level. Okay. So the higher the income, the higher the tax is a progressive nature. The higher the income, tax will not be changing, is regressive in nature. I am looking it from the income side. I am not looking from the consumption side. What you are telling is right. Consumption, tax automatically increase. But the point is that consumption can be done by anyone. Yes or no? Now iPhone is going to have an MRP of 1,59,000. It is going to have an MRP of 1,50,000. Whether I buy it or Ambani buys it, doesn't matter. So therefore tax is not going to change regardless of whoever buys it. Purida, Purilian. That is why it is regressive in nature. Clear? Yes. This is your basic distinction between direct tax and indirect tax. Is everyone clear till here? Can I ask some questions? Yes, I will give you the illustrations. You have to tell me which is direct tax or indirect tax. Direct tax or indirect tax. ITC. Indirect tax. Shifting of burden. Shifting of burden. Indirect tax. Tax on income. Tax on expense. Tax on services. Customs. Progressive. Clear? Everyone? Perfect. Yes. None of this is coming for exam, don't worry. If it was that easy, then I would have not told it itself. Okay, these are nothing coming for exam. I told you for the first 2 days we are only understanding what is a subject. We are only understanding what is a subject. Inno subject ke pola. Okay, next 2 days onno aaga poradilla. Nothing of the subject is coming for exam. Seriya? Yes sir. But you are interested, no? Ipo onnu puriyudilla. Yes, great. The last topic for the day before we end for the day, we have now discussed what is a direct tax. We have now discussed what is an indirect tax. We have now discussed what is an indirect tax. We have now discussed what happens when you have a constitution. Who gives you the powers to levy taxes? Who gives you the powers to levy taxes? And I told you, after the powers are given to you, there will be a certain list which will be created, which will give the certain powers to for you to create a law. For you to create a law. Yes or no? Yes. Now, when we started this subject itself, we started with a very fancy word called as income tax laws. Income tax laws. There is one other word. There is one other word called as Income Tax Act. There is one other thing called as Income Tax Act. Similar to your company. Similar to your company. In your foundation, you would have learned something called as Companies Act 2013. At the same time, whenever the faculty which you had would have come and told you, they would have come and told you company laws, company laws, company laws. Ketrikingla. Yes, question to you. Is company law and company act the same, or is Income Tax Act and Income Tax law the same? Question is Income Tax laws and Income Tax Act the same? No. What is the difference?
Income tax law contains income tax act, income tax rules, and guidelines, etc.
Guidelines in the form of? Rules is solitaire, act is solitaire. Where?
Notifications.
Very good. Notifications.
Gazettes.
What is gazettes?
Government notifications.
Other than notification.
To the departments.
That is circular. Circular. That's all.
Everything.
Act, rules, notification. Where? Circular. Where? Avladhan. I heard something. Provision. Adanda act. Where? That's all. That's all. When you read Contract Act, you had act, you had rules, you had notification, circulars. There was one more item. One more item. You read it, you don't know, that's all. What and all did you read for foundation? No? You read the Contract Act, and then he came and said how to do these things and all in rules. Then he came and said there are certain circulars, there are certain notifications. Then you also read very famous things. Ipo da pesano, konja neram munadi da pesano. Section is an act. We read one more small thing. Solomon vs. Solomon. Case laws. That is also part of the same thing. Will you read Solomon vs. Solomon for Income Tax Act, or will you read it for contract laws? Read it for contract law. So that is also part of your law. That is also a part of your law. Yes or no? Yes or no? So therefore, we have certain items called as income tax laws. Now, income tax laws is a bigger gambit than your act, because act falls within your law. Act falls within your law. When it comes to income tax laws, you have certain items. You have certain items. One is called as Income Tax Act, Income Tax Rules, Circulars, Notifications, Case laws. Circulars, notifications, case laws. Rahul, what are these items? Again, going back to your civics. You had 3 kinds of bodies in India. One body is called as legislative body, administrative body, judicial body. Legislative body is the body which makes the law. Administrative body is the body which regulates the law. Judicial body is the body which Judicial body is the body which what is execute the law? Judicial body is the body which executing will not happen with judicial. You have to do the execution. Judicial body is the body which interprets the law. Judicial body is the body which interprets the law, because if you and I have made a mistake, court will decide it. Court will decide it. Yes or no? Yes. So we learned some 5 items: Income Tax Act, rules, circulars, notifications, case laws. Income Tax Act is done by which body? I don't know, you tell me. Income Tax Act is done by legislative or administrative? Legislative body. Income tax rules is done by administrative body. Circulars is done by administrative body. Notifications is done by administrative body. Case laws is done by judicial body. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. Yes or no? Yes or no? 5 items. It is divided between your legislative, administrative and judicial bodies. Rahul, what and all do we have to read for our exam? Do we have to read the act? Yes. Do we have to read the rules? Yes. Do we have to read circulars? Yes. Do we have to read notifications? Do we have to read case laws? No. Case laws alone has been moved to your final level. Case laws alone have been moved to your final level. Balance everything has to be learnt in your inter. Balance everything has to be learnt in your inter. Now, Rahul, when it comes to income tax, there is not just Income Tax Act. There is not just Income Tax Act. There is also something called as Finance Act. There is something called as Finance Act. Rahul, what is this Finance Act? Basically, what happened is, like I told you, on 1st February of every year, there is something passed called as budget. There is something passed called as budget. On this day, what happens is the finance minister decides what is the budget she is allocating for India for the upcoming financial year. At the same time, she also makes certain changes to the laws. Now, this changes to the laws which she is trying to make is going to make for financial income or for other incomes. Going to make for financial income. She is not going to make any administrative changes. She is going to make more financial changes, which means she is going to make all changes relating to taxes, whether it is direct tax or indirect tax. Now, if she is making a change, she needs to have a certain law. They call it as a finance budget. That finance budget ends up becoming an act. How does they become an act? Next class. How does it become an act? We'll discuss in the next class. But what happens is, for every income tax which you have, every year there is something passed called as Finance Act. And this act has to be read along with your Income Tax Act. Along with what? Income Tax Act. Which means my Income Tax Act was created in 1961. When? 1961. From 1961, Rahul, has Income Tax Act not changed? No. What has changed, Rahul? Every year there is something called as Finance Act which comes, and that Finance Act changes my Income Tax Act. That Finance Act comes and changes my Income Tax Act. In simple words, Income Tax Act has never changed. Finance Act brings in some changes. That changes has to be read along with your Income Tax Act. Apona Rahul, I am standing in 2023. Do I have to read Income Tax Act 1961 plus Finance Act 1962, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 21, 22, 23? Yes. You have to read the whole Income Tax Act 1961 along with all the Finance Act which has come from there till date. Now, so many acts to read. Don't worry. What will happen is, your Income Tax Act in your book will have Income Tax Act updated up to Finance Act 22. All changes up to Finance Act 22 will be given, and then Finance Act 23 will be additionally given, saying Indapa vechiko. So which means you need to read Income Tax Act updated up to 22 plus your amendments for 23 for your exam. Rahul, Appu, everything which you have talked about is covered in 194 pages. Yes. We are going to read the whole Income Tax Act along with all the Finance Acts till date in your 194 pages. Rahul, how is it covered in 194 pages? Because Inter does not have all the syllabus. In finals, this 194 will become 640 pages. That time you will read the balance. Okay, so you'll read a certain amount of items in your inter, balance everything you'll read in your finals. Which means when it comes to income tax, you don't have to just read Income Tax Act. You now also have to read Finance Act. You also have to read our Finance Act. Rahul, which Finance Act has to be read for your exam? you need to read Finance Act 2023. Finance Act? Rahul, I am writing exams in May 24. Budget will come on 1st February 24. Rahul, May exam 1st February I can read, no. So I should actually read Finance Act 24, correct? No. Correct? No. Correct? No. Not possible. Not possible. Please understand, the fact is that on 1st February the act does not come. The act does not come. What comes is a bill. What comes is a? What do you mean by bill? It is a draft document. It is a draft document. Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am on that day will come and say, this is what I am proposing. It is not final. It is what I am proposing. And then Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will sit to break some chairs, break some heads, and then come and say, okay, boss, agreed. Do you think that will happen on 1st February? No. So on 1st February, what will happen? A draft document will come. And then it will be circulated in the market. Here, pa, this is what your draft document is. We all CAs, along with advocates, along with everyone else, will look into everything. We'll come and say, ma'am, this English is wrong, this English is wrong, this English is wrong. Either change panikonga illa prachne vandrom, either change panikonga illa prachne vandrom. We'll give all suggestions. Then this will be sent back to Lok Sabha. In Lok Sabha, then Nirmala Sitharaman will come and say, this is the fresh bill. Please approve. Opposition party will come and say, not approved. She will come and say, I am the ruling party, approved. Then they'll come and say, let's do vote. Majority votes are with ruling party, so approved. Then it will go to Rajya Sabha. Then Rajya Sabha will come and shout, not approved. They'll come and say, ruling party says approved. So they'll come and say, you think that will happen in one day? Not happen in one day, which means by the time the budget comes, the changes and all happen, it will take some more days. By that some more days, you are ready for exam. So therefore, it cannot be implemented. It cannot be implemented. Appo Rahul, November 24, if I am writing, should I have to look into this? Hey, November 24 kulle May vandrolla. November 24 kulle budget vandrolla. No. Still it is 23. Still it is 23. Why 23? What 23? Next class. Okay. Simple words. For your exam, the Finance Act is 2023. 2023. In simple words, whenever you go to the market, you will come and look at what attempt you have. One attempt back. What attempt you have? 1 year back is your finance budget. Okay. So if you're writing for May 24, it is Finance Act 23. If you're writing November 24, it is Finance Act. If you're writing May 25, forget it, don't write. Write May 24. If you're waiting till May 25, then something is wrong with you. புரியுதா? ஏய் உனக்கு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் என்ன எக்ஸாம்? அதுதான் முக்கியம் உனக்கு. Okay, don't worry about things which are not happening. You come back for finals, I will discuss later. Okay, when you come back for finals, that we'll talk about. Right now, you're only talking about May 24, which means your Finance Act is 23. Clear? Yes. So in this class, we are going to discuss about two acts. One is called as Income Tax Act 1961, along with Finance Act 23. Then we're also going to discuss income tax rules. Then we're going to discuss circulars. Then we're going to discuss notifications. Then we're going to discuss. That's all we are discussing. Then we'll discuss sums. Then we're discussing sums. Purida Purilia. Yes. Rahul, in my book, how will it work out? The whole things which you notice in black, blue, purple, all these are your Income Tax Act 1961 updated to Finance Act 22. Updated to Finance Act 22. Appa Rahul, how do you read Finance Act 23? In my book, somewhere you will find green colors. I don't know if it's there. Let's check. Rahul, this green color, no. This is my notes. Green color will be like You see the green color? This is your Finance Act 2023. This is your Finance Act 2023. This will be in green color. This will be in green color. Rahul, why have you put it in a separate color? Because these are the most important things for your exam. Because old Finance Act has already become old. And they would have already tested it in May 23 and November 23. Now they are more bothered about what changes have come. So therefore, those changes are separately highlighted for you. That is why the two highlighters. One highlighter is for you to color. One highlighter is for me to tell you what is important to color. Okay, because I know most people know. By the time I give you the book, everything will be colored only. Color will happen only I tell you. Okay, so some colors I will tell you, these are some important colors which you have to make so that you know in the exam that this is the most important thing to read. Rahul, idna padchi pono, idda mark varum. Doesn't mean that you have to not read the others, you have to still read the others. Purida, everyone? Yes, clear everyone? Yes. Can I have the items by tomorrow? I'm not giving you the PDF also, nothing to read for tomorrow. இன்னைக்கு என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டு போறோம். ஓகே, நாளைக்கு வந்துட்டு திருப்பி பேசணும். ஓகே, நாளைக்கு ஒரு பெரிய டிஸ்கஷன் போகும், இந்த மொத்த சாப்டரே பேசுவோம். மொத்த சாப்டர் எக்ஸாம்க்கு இல்லை, மொத்த சாப்டரே பேசுவோம். ஓகே, ப்ளீஸ் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ இஃப் இட்ஸ் கோனா ஹேப்பன், பட் ப்ளீஸ் ரிவைஸ் யர் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் அண்ட் கம். ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு அசிங்கமாக இருக்கும் இல்லைனா. Okay, please try to revise your foundation and come. Basics of foundation. I don't want to know what is contract act and everything. Basics of foundation, law chapter, law subject, sorry, chapter, law subject. Basics of that, because tomorrow we are going to understand what is a law, how is a law made. I will try to make you guys understand what to do if you become a lawmaker. Naliki, if I am giving you the opportunity to become an income tax person who is going to create a law, how should you create a law? And the sense first varno. Illana suma pachita inda onno agu podudilla. Clear? Yes, so some background of your foundation will help. At the end of the day, you will still not remember adu vera vishayam. Okay, so adu naalukku naan da panni agano, adu theriyum. Try and come, that's all. Okay, try pannu. Let's see how much you have learned your foundation properly, or you have just mugged it up and come. Seriya? Everyone, varvingla? Let's leave for the day. Thank you people, have a great day.